Hello and welcome back to another amazing week of Friday Frags action featuring the one, the only, the amazing Fortnite. Currently tonight we are going to have 5 more rounds of non-stop builds action. So if you haven't been practicing your builds, you are going to be in a very bad building spot. You're trying to be Bob the Builder, not No Build Bob. But today we do have Logan back in the booth again. How you doing today, Logan?
I am absolutely fantastic, coming off of another birthday. I made it around the world one more time.
Hey, happy birthday, Logan. You made it. What are you, 70?
Yeah, about 74 now.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
my bad. I
Moisturize.
thought you look good. You know,
Moisturize early and often, okay?
That's the way to do
Look, it is super exciting to be back here. Friday Night Frags, right here, playing a little bit of that Fortnite. Now, here's the thing. New iteration of this season.
Yes.
It has been an up and down battle.
An understatement.
We saw it last week, literally. We saw it last week with all the awesomeness that Marvel brings to the mix. Now, here's the thing. What are we keeping this week, and what are we getting rid of? Because I heard there were some changes.
I'm really excited to see a lot of the different things going on in the season, especially we already got an update that added things that are not in the competitive season, and we also have a whole new person in the house that we saw before who has actually gotten to practice the game.
Who's this?
Amon Green back in the house with us today, and I'm really excited to see if he's going to be able to redeem himself from what happened just a couple weeks ago in this tournament. So he said he's been feeling a lot more confident. You can see him on the stage right now, locked in. Gamer eyes are just laser focused right now. So I'm excited to see what they're going to be able to do and what they have prepped for themselves here today.
Well, here's one of the great things that you get to be a part of here at the HyperX Arena is being able to go against some of the top professionals in the entire world. Amon Green is the #1 rushing leader from the Green Bay Packers. He will be in the Hall of Fame in the next couple of years. This is going to happen, whether you like it or not. Amon Green is one of the best running backs in the NFL to ever grace that icy tundra, as they call it out there.
Yes, it has been an icy tundra to say the least. And hopefully, Amon will be able to at least land this time and be able to get a strategy going.
Right?
Because last time he was in this tournament, it was brutal. Just lasering in, laser focus, and even times where I was like, okay, he's going to be able to get there. No, someone was already there with a weapon, able to just laser him out of the sky. So I'm really confident now because he was talking about, hey, he was able to do the Star Wars season a few times, but now it's a whole new ball game, especially with the superhero season. And you know what, Logan, being the most superhero of them all, especially because it was your birthday, I do gotta say, which part about this season, because you were also talking a little bit about how much you've been enjoying it, which part of the season have you been enjoying the most, especially from what we saw last week, as well as another happy late birthday from the production team. Great to have it. But yeah, what is one of your favorite parts, especially from what we saw last week?
Well, I got to tell you, that Star Wars iteration of this last season was very difficult for me. I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I know Amon Green is a huge Star Wars fan as well, but it was very difficult to get down and get in there with those blasters, right?
Couldn't even name one of them.
The 1934, like...
I will literally put $5 down for anyone who could list the entire name of any of those blasters, like what their names were, because that was something I was not going to seek an endeavor out onto. But this time, with this new season, with this whole new Friday Frags for this week, we've got superheroes, and we're going to be seeing who is going to save us all from all the other competitors in this arena. We are currently jumping in, loading up these guns, and getting ready to drop down onto what could be one of my favorite seasons to date. We've got the format rules right here. All these players in the arena right now will be playing 5 games. 5 separate whole rounds of Fortnite action, and you're going to get points based on placement and eliminations. We have seen time and time again when those eliminations have been the catalyst of who is going to make money and not make money here today. And after those 5 games, you will get a point total, and it breaks down into who's in the money and who's out of the money and who's going to be going home with a smile on their face, Logan, because look at how much cash we're throwing out today.
We've got a lot of cash going around this place right now. First place will garner $250. Second place will garner $150. Third, $110. Fourth, $90. Fifth, $80. Sixth, $70. Seventh and eighth will get $65. And 9th and 10th will get $60. Not a bad day at the races, baby. It's good to play some video games and have some fun. You got to touch some grass. You're out here under the lights, on the stage, right here at the HyperX Arena, getting hyped up. This is where it happens. And you know what? I'm super stoked to be here again for another Fortnite Frags.
I'm really excited to have you in the booth as well, Logan, because last week, just to emphasize on how crazy it was, we had the base boost gloves in the game that really actually changed the entire competition up. It destroyed builds really fast. You were able to scale yourself up into the sky extremely fast. There was a lot to deal with last week that now you don't have to deal with it, because you can't spell Fortnite without fun and getting rid of the fun in the competitive game mode. Because if you didn't know, in these private lobbies, we are taking the rule sets from competitive Fortnite. So they got rid of the tracking visor, got rid of the base boost gloves, and I don't believe we're gonna even have the new items that they just put in the game recently before Epic Games just went on their break. So what we're going to be basically dealing with, what we heard from other competitors, is grabbing those sprites that gives you the triple dash, and that's going to be the difference in mobility and what you can do to survive. So how do you feel about the base boost gloves getting removed? Because I'm kind of sad about that.
I'm very sad about it. To be honest with you, I put some time in to the game this week just to be able to understand the movement and how to best utilize those gloves. I gotta be honest with you, when we went from Star Wars, one of the cool things that Star Wars did have us be able to accomplish was throwing that lightsaber out.
Oh, it's super
and being able to crush those builds, right?
Oh, yeah.
So you had that with the gloves, though. You had that sonic boost that was able to crush everything. And guess what? It's going to be a different game this week.
It really will be, because it was one of the most hectic, fast-paced Friday Frags we've had in a very long time because of those gloves. They didn't break easy. You're able to move extremely far, no fall damage. The risk and reward from having those gloves on your side really changed up, because if you didn't have those gloves, you were losing a lot of your fights, because people could just go straight vertical, build over you, box you in, and then you have nowhere to go. So it was an absolute game-changing item that is now out of the game. Well, not out of the game, but out of competitive for the time being.
Yeah, and here's the thing is now there's a hawk.
Yes.
Like, you can take on the persona of a bird.
But I don't even know if we have that in the game right now.
I'm not even sure either.
That's what I'm saying. But we are going to be seeing Amon Green one more time on the stage, looking at him being dialed in. I wish my arms could actually look as good as his does every single day of the week. I swear to you, he is my motivation whenever I'm at the gym.
Go to a gym, by the way. Just start there. Go to the gym. That will help you out. Look, I just watch Amon Green eat a burger and fries, and I look at him and I'm like, bro, you're about my age. How do you have the metabolism to keep up with it? And, dude, he shocks me every single time I see him. It's got to be part of being a pristine athlete, though.
Oh, it has to be,
like, it doesn't just stop.
No.
You don't get off the field and just stop being awesome.
How many years have you dedicated to get your mind, body, and shape into what it was in peak performance?
Yes.
But we're going to be seeing which one of these competitors are actually in their own peak performance, getting ready for this week's whole change down into what this new week is going to bring us. We are currently getting everyone loaded into the battle bus and getting them ready for this first round of Friday Frags action. Now, I am hyped for it.
I'm hyped too, but what's the first thing you need to do?
What is the first thing you need to do, Logan?
Thank the bus driver.
Exactly.
For the love of God. Thank the bus driver. They're doing all the hard work up there. Look,
I heard the last kid who didn't got beat up in the back of the place. I don't even know. But that's not actually true. But what is true, Logan, is that we are finally getting everyone into lobby, I do hope, as I look around the arena, seeing all of these faces being locked in and wanting to make their name known. Because remember, only top 10 gets paid out. And last week, multiple competitors being just excluded by 2 to 3 to 4 points of that entire tournament last week. So I'm just super interested to see if any of these competitors are really ready for what this new week of Fortnite's gonna bring us, as we already have everyone trying to wait, get loaded up, and get ready.
So, are you telling me that it's time to get down like a clown like Charlie Brown and turn that Frags Fortnite upside down? Because it's time to put the kids to bed and wake up the neighbors. It is time to do all of this Fortnite Frags awesomeness. Let's get crazy. Let's build. Let's have some fun. It's the HyperX Arena inside of the lovely and luxurious Luxor Hotel. It is time for some Fortnite Frags, baby!
Let's do it! Let's get all of these competitors down onto the battlefield and seeing who's gonna grab the first Victory Royale crown of the night. And we gotta start it on the classics and the regular. Kazu on the screen right now, going for what we know is what you expect, and what you know is, Logan, one of the more dangerous areas in this game. But I love it because you've got the slurp truck right there. So if you want to get up to 100 shields immediately, boom, smack that down, get it going, and make your route known. As we already got the first elimination of the day, serving it up Gary's way. Puff Wesley taking down Tango.
I would have dropped right on that slurp truck. They're going to make their way over there right now. Get involved as a chicken on Kiru, who is up on the hill doing their job right now, maybe needing a snowboard, though.
Yeah, you know what? I've been wanting, like, a skateboard. I mean, we had the bikes, and you can do tricks on the bikes, but I really want, like, a snowboard, skateboard, a longboard. Unger, though, taking out another arena account. We're going to be seeing Zafu now, going to be breaking it all down and going to be able to just get a great loadout to start themselves out on. Just genuinely, I love the hypercharged pistol. I've been enjoying that a lot. And if you're able to land your shots with that, it just shoots so fast and it will do so much damage. And then the Sentinel shotgun, if you already didn't know, that is going to be the #1 shotgun that everyone is going to want to grab. Breda Beast, though, only finds the Outlaw, but the Sentinel is where it's at.
All right, do you want to point out who Breda Beast is actually playing inside of the game?
Who is it, Logan?
That might be Amon Green in the house.
I love it. I love to see it. That is awesome. What's even more awesome to see it, Flores Gomez going to be able to find one, and Beta taking down Lima. Really great work by these two competitors to put themselves on the board. Oh, no.
No. All right, we just found out from production. Guess what? Amon Green is dead.
Oh, no. That is not good.
Sad.
Never mind. I take it back. Already out of the gate. Once again, though, almost got that first elimination. Unfortunately, was not able to grab that one. What I've been doing recently, Logan, though, is something really cool. With the Fortnite Switch 2 edition, you're able to use the Joy-Con as a mouse. And it's actually very, very accurate, to say the least. If it had a little bit more, like, wasn't so thin, it would actually be such a good mouse to use. As we see, oh, Duke, Game of the Year, once again, back with us again. Going to be able to grab that elimination. But I've been playing through that, and it's actually been a lot of fun to see how accurate the cursor is on the Switch 2. So I'm just saying, if you're not too comfortable on the controller, or if you want to try something new, hey, you know what? Once we get those Switch 2s here in the arena, I really do recommend trying out that cursor mode because it is actually really nice.
Now, I've been watching Amon actually use that Switch 2 and has been playing on it. So let's see if it comes into play here. Do you think the Fortnite with Switch 2 is that much better?
Oh, 100% better. It actually runs at 60 frames per second, and when you're dealing with situations like this, where it's going to come down to the final moments of not being boxed in, grabbing that edit, and being able to peek out in a matter of a millisecond, is Frog going to take a ton of damage, runs right over to the side of the corner. Kazu grabs their first elimination of this round. Those are the moments that you really want that 60 frames per second.
Yes.
And on the Switch 2, it actually looks so good. It runs extremely well. And having that whole mouse mode is really nice. And Loris Gomez gonna be going down momentarily. They only have 3 HP in a dream, trying to block themselves in and keep themselves in this little safety 1-by-1, but it only takes one mistake for you to go down and back to the lobby screen. As we are seeing, it's Breda Beast, someone who we saw last week and the previous weeks just being so good at the game, and they're going to be able to confirm that.
Yeah, definitely. Look, Loris was just trying to get away. Not going to be able to get it done. Chino in the house. Chino goes down. It's all over. Use your tears to salt your fiery Cheetos right now.
Temlaw back in the house with us again. Great to see them back. Going to be able to grab that one pretty seamlessly as we got Papa here. Going to try and break down this rooftop and get down into this next factory setting, as they do realize there's another competitor in there. They got to play it a little bit careful and make sure that they're going to have the advantage on this positioning.
All right, we're checking out Xmas Vaughn, not using the skin that I would like them to use. We saw another Xmas skin. I'm just saying, if you're going to be Xmas, you might as well be the tree.
I mean, that is true. You're not even wrong, or should I say true?
Oh,
that
I see what you did there.
It is close. But what's even closer is to see how much closer Breda Beast is to just controlling this entire match. Going to be able to take down that competitor. You can reap the rewards of taking one of these fights. Remember, especially in this competitive mode, you're going to be able to get your heals when you do eliminate someone, as well as take their shields away and get yourself topped right back off. So don't be afraid of some of these fights. And right now we are seeing a Portafort with the T-pose. It doesn't get better than that in my opinion, but Zafu going to throw down one of the sprites and refresh it with another sprite that has 3 charges on it. And you're going to be seeing that being such an impactful thing to grab in this tournament.
So some of the folks at home who are not familiar with the sprites, how do those work and exactly how do you utilize them?
So you can grab them all around the map, right? They're just running around, having a great time. They're adorable. I want a plushie of one. But then you grab them, throw them down, and if you're in that circle, you'll be able to grab 3 dashes for yourself. And it's really, really good for mobility, getting yourself around, and getting yourself going, especially when you're in these very close quarter situations where you can open up a window, dash out, and try to get away. And then we're talking about the special superhero chests that are based on your rank. Like we were seeing last week, it was one of those things that actually helps you out a lot. There's a lot of locations that the more aggressive you are, the more eliminations you get, the higher your superhero rank goes.
All right, right now we're checking out exactly what's happening on the floor. It is getting crazy down there. Beta using a little bit of shield. They're going to need that. Fort needs it as well. It's all about the shield and all of that action right now. Fort building it up, literally falling down to the ground, and they're gonna get killed right then and there. As we bring in my good friend, Amon Green is in the house. What's up, my friend?
Man, chilling.
Bro.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Man, nothing's going on. They just playing against some good players. That's
Yeah,
all.
well, that's what happens, right? It's so scary to play under the lights, on the stage, in front of some of these players. You've done it on the biggest arenas in the world.
Yeah.
But what is it like being here at the HyperX?
Oh, it's fun.
On the stage.
Fun.
Yeah.
Fun. A good time. Like I said, got some really good players here, so I just got to catch up. I got to catch up to their speed.
Well,
their pace. That's about it. That's all I got to work on.
You've been putting it out there, and you know what? I've seen you practicing.
Just warming up, I would say.
Yeah, just warming up. All right, getting those thumbs ready to get down like a clown, like Charlie Brown. I feel that.
I had a good practice round. I dropped in, and I got about 5 kills, so it was feeling good. So now we're in the real competition where the money counts. So
well,
it's a little different atmosphere, a little different pace, which is okay. You know, like I said, it's just getting my reps in. I'll get used to the pace and how fast everybody reacts, then I'll be able to, come back and get a couple kills here and there, a couple eliminations here and there.
Well, last week it was really hard for you even to land. These dudes had you on lock, bro. Yeah. They were like, Amon Green's in the house. Oh,
had some fun with
no,
them.
forget about that. We're gonna make clips.
Yeah,
they were clip farming, is what they were.
Hey, this is how I was back in the day when I started playing on GoldenEye, and I was target practice. I was between GoldenEye and Halo, so it's the same feeling. I've been here before at the bottom of the totem pole. Now I just got to work my way up.
All right, big kill right there. Zafu doing their due diligence right now and getting it done. They're building as they move. That is something very important in builds. As you move, if somebody knows where you're at, you need to build and move all at the same time. Now, as you get a little bit older, I know we're a little bit older, brother. How do you feel about builds as a thing that you can actually accomplish? Because these kids, they get us unlocked, bro.
Well, yeah, this is what they were born doing, basically. Coming into the game at a young age, they kind of go into it and don't have to really think a whole lot about it because it's something that is not unaccustomed to us, to them. So for us, it's something we have to make an adjustment. Used to just tracking, shooting, and getting behind things, right? And so for me, I don't build a whole lot, or not at all. I just gotta hide within the buildings that are around the map. That's what I do. Use for my advantage, and then use my footwork. You know, my slide canceling, stuff like that, and just make sure I keep on the move, so they don't get a easy shot.
Well, you can't give anybody an easy shot because in Fortnite, if you allow them to have that upper ground, if you allow them to have that advantage, you will get done up. It's just that simple. I mean, look, when you're sitting there, my whole trajectory in this game is to get higher than everybody else and shoot down on them. Do you feel like that's a really big advantage?
Yeah, you have that overwatch over the area, wherever you are is a good thing to do, smart thing to do. So, you know, I would drop down, you know, get in the building, get loot up real quick, and then try to get the higher ground because then you got an advantage. You basically want to see them before they see you. You know, and the person that came out in that first round, you know, they landed, but then they were above me, so they were tracking. They could hear my footsteps too, so it was trying to find out where they were going to drop. I got one shot off, which was good. So, but they had a better shot, so got to wait till the next round.
All right, well, Amon, we need to get you back out there, get you locked in, and get you involved in the next round. Hopefully, you'll get better than 5 kills.
Oh yeah.
All right.
It's gonna come.
Give me a prediction right now.
Right now, I say right now, if anything above 2 kills, I'll be happy.
All right.
and staying alive more than 5 minutes, I'll be good to go.
A little bit of that John
That'll be a
Travolta
good day.
love, staying alive, staying alive. Ooh, 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 ooh. Staying alive. Oh, sorry. It was my birthday yesterday. I got crazy.
You still partying?
Yeah, I'm still having a good time right now. And you know what? It's good to have you in the house. You're going to be here all weekend long.
Oh, yeah.
And all of these competitors can come and take a chance to go against you live here at the HyperX Arena.
Yep.
How excited are you to just take on the regular gamers that you get to see?
Oh, I mean, I love competition. So to get these young bucks in here to, kind of school me, educate me in some Fortnite, it's no problem because I'm a quick learn. I love the experience. I learn when I lose, basically. I don't use it as a bump in the road. So, it's got somebody copping the jersey right there.
Yeah, so now do you get like 10 cents every time they use that?
Epic hasn't called me on that one. So
no.
we need to have a conversation.
Epic, let's have a
I
conversation.
need to go to LA and knock on the door and be like, hey, we need to have a conversation. I know Packers are getting paid up. Right now, I don't know about me. I haven't seen it yet.
Well, you know what? I can't wait to deliver your Hall of Fame speech. I know you're going to ask me to give your Hall of Fame speech. When you get there, I know I'm going to be putting the jacket on right next to you. I'm going to be giving that speech.
You going to get a gold jacket too?
Oh, I'm getting one. I could probably fit into yours. You got those shoulders. I
think they only make one though for the person going in. So
well, let's see if we can work on that.
Two, only other person will be my wife. So shout out to the tits.
Yeah,
right now.
Yo,
she's
for
watching
real, right?
Yeah. Yep.
All right, go get locked in.
I gotta go get
we'll
back
see
locked
you
in.
back in just a little bit.
All right,
Always good to have Amon Green in the house, a good friend and a great person, and one of the best football players to ever grace the gridiron. Pidgey, come on back. The Beast is using Amon Green up top right now. We found out he's not getting the residuals that he would like.
No, that's fair. You know what? I'd be a little bit peeved about that too, I'm just saying. But Amon Green, always great to have them in the house.
Yes.
If you really want someone to set you straight, say, hey, just because you had a bad 1 game, bad 2 game, it doesn't matter.
Turn the page.
Turn the page, learn from the information that you just wrote down on that page, and then go into the next round. Do not count yourself out at any given point of this tournament either. 5 rounds. There's a lot of Fortnite action to be had, but Amon Green, genuinely such a talent, such a great person. It is great to have them in the house for this entire weekend. But right now we do see Baka utilizing the medallions and everything else on top of that. One of the things that happens, especially once you upgrade your superhero rankings like we're seeing in that top left corner, guess what happens? You're going to get passive shield healing,
wow.
which is so impactful, especially in these build fights where you're going to be very close quarters, take a lot of damage, but then if you have those passive shield healing, you're going to be doing a lot better work and not put yourself in such a dangerous spot.
Yeah, and that passive shield healing is something kind of new.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I really like Fortnite in their ability to keep moving and keep progressing.
So true. And one of the things talking about progressing, we do have one of the escapes that we talked about in the pre-show. That cape is going to come into play, especially seeing Unger. You got the triple dashes and probably going to use the cape as a last case situation after they use the dashes, or potentially vice versa. So I'm excited to see how they're going to be able to utilize that, because what that is that you're able to transform into a bat for 5 to 6 seconds and fly away. And it's so good in my opinion. But Copy not going to be doing so good after Baka finds him in their own build and going to be able to grab that one. Put Baka on 2 on the board so far. Kazu going to now hear a few shots coming around this corner. Let's see if they're going to be able to find where they're looking for. You can see them observing. Didn't know where they were at.
No,
Going to take a lot of shots first.
No idea. DeBeast is down there. But guess what? Kazu has the upper echelon right now. They are getting it done. They've got that lob, that Cardi B, that weapons and positioning. Let's see if they can keep this.
There we go. We're already seeing it being utilized. You're going to be seeing 5 to 6 seconds, and you can clear so much distance with said item. You only get 10 charges, but that's all you need to really get out of a bad situation. Breda Beast here also going to be in a really good spot. Let's see what they're going to be able to corner peek in this situation in their own build. Or are they just going to tunnel themselves closer to this other competitor that they're hearing right across the way?
Right now, we've got 16 players out of 38. Our original 38 right now. DeBeast using that Amon Green skin to their advantage, and they are climbing, baby. They're getting up there. They're doing what they need to do. Stay a higher level than everyone else. Fire Kitty is building a house over there.
All I'm saying about that Amon Green skin, all I'm saying, they need to work on the arms a little bit. I'm just saying.
He's bigger in person.
Genuinely, I am not joking when I say that man is my gym motivation for the rest of my life. When I see him in person and when I've seen him, he's done some commentary for CEO, Smash Brothers, and everything else. Genuinely, the man just looks super good.
Well, not only is he, a great NFL player, but he's also the head coach of the Nebraska Esports team, which is his alma mater as well.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
I love that, especially when you see them. And I've seen actually a few interviews that he's done recently where he's talks about, hey, incorporating how these kids can play football and play Fortnite and do Mario Kart and Smash Brothers, and really incorporate all of those different things into one whole school is so cool. I wish I had that when I was in school.
Right?
Now, you talked about that for half a second, then you're going to be in a locker, I swear to you. But Zafu right now going to have the advantage. Are they going to go after that? Going to get the Midas touch. Runs away from this situation when they could have actually won that. Didn't understand how much damage they put out onto Kazu. So Zafu's just going to be able to farm up some more mats and get themselves topped off. But I really thought that Kazu's time was up for that fight.
All right, so both of these competitors have a pretty good loadout. I would say that Zafu has the better loadout currently. However, Kazu is getting involved. We're going to check in on Levi right now. Levi, not just Strauss and Jeans, they're getting their stuff done, and they're going to reach up to the top right now, building as they move, and they have found the Beast. Let's see if we can find this battle to the finish right now. It's a 1v1 up here on the top of the mountain.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing these competitors trying to layer up and get up into these vertical areas. You talked about it with the Amon Green and how much it impacts these matches, and we've seen it time and time again, especially once we get down to this lower count in this lobby. Everyone's going to be trying to find where they can go in terms of high ground and low ground, and otherwise in Baka, just once again going to be able to just burst right through, take down Techie, put 3 on the board for themselves. They were last week's winner. They're trying to make it a 2-time.
Yeah, 2-time, second time's a charm, I guess we're going to say right now. Levi has put themselves into a corner. Nobody puts Baby into a corner, but somebody's going to put Levi right there. And the Beast is coming in and closing in. Who will have this victory? It's going to be one or the other.
We got some hard mats being put out. No bricks left for themselves. That's going to be a kind of a tough situation, especially now that we're going into the 7th storm. That means the damage is going to go up. That means it's going to be that much more difficult to survive. But Temla trying to hide themselves, and they're not going to be able to hide themselves from Baka. That is one thing that you're gonna not be able to do. This is a person who's been through it, been through the ringer,
yes,
played in the championship matches online, made a ton of money in that way, and it's great to have such talent here in the arena playing with us today.
And Baka's already got 3 kills, so forget about where they're going to end out. They've already got some kills. Levi can't find a kill to save their life right now. We've got 14 players left out of our initial 38. It's getting down to the nitty-grit. This is our first iteration of the match tonight. Fortnite Frags is in full effect.
And Beckaroo's going to get eliminated by the Storm, and Temla might as well put an umbrella under him because he's going to be sleeping under the Storm as well. They better find some cover because that's just going to be a very sad lobby screen to see all the rain come down onto themselves. And then Baka just going to be able to box in. Vaughn here just jumps right into this building, puts down a 1-by-1, and they're going to be able to confirm this pretty seamlessly. Boom, boom, bomb. That legendary Sentinel shotgun is just ridiculous.
Absolutely ridiculous. Did you see what Baka did right there? They broke them down, and they got it done. The Beast right now throwing out that Amon Green skin, looking good. Checking in on Levi. Levi doesn't have the health, but Bray does not have the shield.
They better channel their inner Levi right now from Attack on Titan, because if they do not, they're currently facing a Titan that is Bray the Beast. Gonna be able to pop themselves up into that 100 health category using one of their med kits. But a lot of these early fights before even our top 10, look what's going on. Levi, no mats, no cover. They're not going to be able to tarp their way through into safety in any which way. They're not going to be able to give themselves cover anywhere. They're having to crouch everywhere they walk.
They've got some small shields, but they don't have the health as we check in on Duke right now, who does have health in their bag right now. And I think Duke is going to be in a better place than Bray is.
100%. But granted, even then, their resources, they don't have an extra mobility. They don't have extra heals. They are down an entire slot going into this top 10, almost top 10 situation.
How much do you think?
Bray the Beast is gone!
Oh! Yo, that is huge right now. Bray the Beast down in Beverly Hills, man. That is crazy.
Code Wordy gonna be the one to take them out of this match and bring us to that top 10. That is ridiculous.
Yo, Code Wordy is being able to use those little flash and dashes to their advantage right now. I think that's a great thing. I know a lot of these players have to be missing those gloves, though.
Oh, I bet 100%, especially when you're dealing with the side of a mountain. You don't have any chance of verticality unless you're going to build up those stairways like you're seeing with those mats. But without any other sort of mobility, but Baka still keeping it all on lock. Got that mythic Spire rifle along with that legendary Sentinel. He's looking like he's set up to win this entire tournament.
Yeah, Baka's doing exactly what I like to see a competitor do. Get higher than everybody else, shoot down condescendingly above them, and they are getting it done. Right now,
oh, one of the arena caps trying to get into the Storm, but also Game of the Year going down. Baka's going to be able to grab 2. Unger grabs 1, brings us to a top 7 situation as they try to get into the Storm. But guess what? They already have zone priority.
Yeah.
So if you're trying to be late, especially in these later Storms, you're going to find yourself getting expelled because this is just not a good position to put yourself into.
Yeah, this is Saved by the Bell right now because they are about to go all Zach over here. And Baka has the best position on the map right now. Let's see if they can keep that. That Storm is going to close, but they're already right there. They have all of what they need to win. All they have to do is not fall down. Like, don't fall, Baka. Don't fall.
Gonna still have 7 of those capes on standby, so if they do, they'll be able to find themselves in a Batman-type situation like you're seeing right here.
And here we go.
Has to go up into the sky and just get themselves away. Gonna drop into this entirely huge village, but they're gonna get trimmed up off the side. Has the shield to put themselves back up to 100, though, so they're not gonna have to worry about it much, especially with that passive healing. It not only makes it faster whenever you pop those big shields, but also just, you don't need small shields anymore. It is so good for yourself, and what we're seeing right now, Kazu and Chapo, both at that A rank ranking, that's bringing up to that S ranking, that's going to give you some more medallions, put yourself in a way better spot than some of these other competitors who weren't playing as dangerous. Baka, you're seeing utilizing 2 of those now, bringing themselves all over into another village of builds.
Yeah, right now Kiro has 3 kills, but we've seen Baka with 7. Baka's getting it done right now. The storm is closing in. The time is getting a little bit closer, and we are down to our top 5 right now. Code Wordy's still in the house. Unger still in the house, getting it done. Who will be victorious? It's coming down to the finals.
Oh, top 5 situation, Logan. This is going to be kind of crazy, but what's even crazier, gotta shout it out. You gotta give credit where credit is due. Baka with 8 eliminations. Unger gonna find that onto Kanzu there, but 8 eliminations to Unger's 4 right now. It is ridiculous to see how these competitors are doing and how they're playing this game. And just seeing that Baka always locked in, always on that high ground, and with that invisibility medallion from a core, that is ridiculous and kind of a combo wombo that you do not want to deal with, especially with that S+ hero ranking. That means they get every single medallion in the game that's in it right now. So they're going to be stacked up and ready to go as Code Wordy taking down Unger.
Baka right now just skywalking. It's just doing exactly what they need to do. That bird, by the way, you cannot shoot it out of the air. No damage given if you shoot that bird. Baka in serious trouble right now. Getting a little bit of it from below, above, all around. Baka still in a great position. It's down to the last 3, Pidgey.
Oh, Zafu is going to go down. Code Wordy stacking them up one after another. Going to have that passive healing, but pops up small shields. Baka still controlling the high ground. So what they have to do here, Code Wordy got to just tunnel in, tarp themselves into a better spot. But we're seeing them get caught out in the outer world here. But we got still Baka controlling the high ground, even having to jump down. But here we go. Code Wordy trying to do the Batman transformation, but they're going to be taking a ton of damage from Baka and the Storm, and they're just going to accept their fate and allow Baka to grab the first victory royale of the night.
And Baka is victorious.
That
way to get it done.
Is actually insane.
Domination.
Domination. The other competitor just laid down and said, "You can have it. I'm waving the white flag. Please, just don't hurt me." As Code Wordy just gives up right at the end and says, "You know what? I'm not going to be able to scale up like that." And that's the difference between the bat and the base boost gloves, where we could have possibly seen a reverse with those base boost gloves and to match Baka's verticality, but unfortunately, they just have nothing to compete with what they were at right now. No mats, no staircases, in a circle that was against them.
Well, I know no one wants to listen to the 47-year-old dude in the room who says, "Oh, all you got to do is get higher than everybody else and stay up there." Guess what? I'm right. Just do it. Baka
Logan, you're on my left.
Well, I see what you did there.
You're not right at all.
I'm supposed to be the dad in the room telling the dad jokes, but this guy over here. Look, Baka did exactly what they were supposed to do. They stayed higher than everybody else. They kept that walkathon, basically.
They did.
They just walked into the mix and made sure that the Storm was behind them and was able to shoot down on everybody condescendingly, and they did their job. They got multiple kills, over 8, and got a first-place finish. That is catapulting them into a huge first place as we get done with 1 of 5.
And talking about walking our way to a quick commercial break, we will be back with round number 2 of Friday Frags momentarily. Stick with us and see what the scores are looking like going into the next round. We'll see you soon.
What's up?
Hello? Mom, not right now. I'm gaming with the boys, okay? I'll call you later.
Hello and welcome back to Friday Frags featuring Fortnite, featuring Logan, featuring Riding My Pidgey. We are currently getting ready for round number 2 after an absolutely dominating whole entire performance from Baka. We're going to be getting those scores up, and we're going to be seeing a little bit of crazy, actually not too crazy at least, action. Only a 7-point lead for Baka right there up in first place.
Yeah, right now, Code Wordy is 27 points in second place. Unger with 23 points, tied with Zafu right there. Kiro finding fifth place with 18, tied with Kazu as well. Duke coming in with 15 points in seventh place. Poncho, 14 points in eighth place. Bray, oh man, wish me a happy birthday today, by the way.
Really, really nice guy.
Yes.
I love to see that they're back performing again. Had a little bit of a rough showing there, and it's great to see Levi Bear back, which was one of my GOATs of all time. Truly very talented in this game. Hasn't been competing recently, but it's great to see them finally back and getting back into the Friday Frags action. Levi Bear holding down the line on that 10th place spot. Excited to see what they're going to be able to do next.
Well, here's the thing is we've got one of the biggest names in the house. Amon Green is here, baby.
Hey!
Yes, future Hall of Famer, one of the greatest running backs to ever grace the gridiron. Right here, all weekend long, you're going to have a chance to play against them. And you know what? As we drop in right now, thank that bus driver. We've also got another celebrity in the house. My good friend Blasphemous is here. That's right. If you like reaction videos, he is your key to a good time and a good laugh. And thank you, Blasphemous, for coming by and saying hi. We appreciate you.
Absolutely. Great to have so much talent here in the house. And talking about talent, I mean, any which person that you can think of in terms of content creation has been here at the HyperX Arena. We've had Mr. Beast, Ludwig, Tyler One, Emeru. All of them have been in this arena, sat in the same seats that you're sitting in now, and really experienced how it feels to be in the house here today. But we've got Amon Green right now. You got the Millennium Falcon, and that's already setting yourself up for victory right there. It is clean. Look how big that glider is, though. My God.
It's so big. It's called genetics, kids. And Amon Green has it. Look, one of the coolest things that Amon has in his house is live full body stand-ups of C-3PO and R2-D2.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Full size?
Yeah, it's that NFL money, bro.
Oh my goodness.
we don't even know what that's like.
No, we do not know what that's like. Will we ever know?
No,
Hopefully.
probably not.
Oh.
We're not big enough to play football. We're probably not strong enough either.
You're telling me a 5'9" skinny posture is not ready for that, Logan? Come on.
Your quaff isn't cool enough for the NFL.
I think it might be. You know what? There's been,
No, if you're a little bit taller, maybe you could do a walk-in on the NBA with that quaff. But I'm just saying.
We got Puff Wesley going down, though. We're going to be seeing one of these spires, which is going to drop some good loot for yourself. And along with getting rid of some of these other AI bots, you're already seeing drops one of those bat capes, as you're going to be able to utilize that. I was going to say something clever, but unfortunately, brain did not work. And one of those boons as well, when you start to rank up and start to collect those, it's going to give you a little bit of passive abilities to help you out throughout your round. So Beta doing the right thing, going to be able to grab some great loot, picks up a big shield, tops themselves off, and hopefully does not go for it, rather have the bubble shield than the mobility. Very controversial opinion, choice in my opinion.
I agree with you. I'm a little bit shocked that they didn't grab those purple double pistols, man. Pistols in Fortnite are good. Hold on a second. We got a battle, and it's over just like that. Fort is down and out.
Fort 25 gonna be going down. Kazu taking down Fire Kitty. Fire Kitty also a competitor I've seen time and time again. Gonna have to wait for the next round though. And remember, even though one round doesn't go your way, do not give up. There is still 3 more rounds to go, and you'll have so much more time to try and catch up and get yourself back on the board.
Well, here's the thing is, Amon Green always talks about turning the page, being able to move on, and not getting stuck in the sauce, if you will. Lost in the sauce, as the kids like to say. I don't say that, but here's the deal, is if you can't be able to move yourself forward, you will get lost. And sitting in this, by the way, a bush. We saw this last week. This was a competitor's complete trajectory, was hanging out in a bush last week. It did get them to 13th place. But that's not good enough.
No, it is not good enough. You got to go in and, like we're seeing with Baka right here, try to get these build battles going. But then in this situation right here, they're actually backing themselves up against a boss that's putting out that damage. They had to use their Chug Jug to top themselves off a little bit. But what they're trying to do right now is break down these different walls and claim them so that they're able to box in that other competitor. That's what the whole goal is here in these build battles. Take control of the high ground, lay down some walls so that you control the edits and be able to just basically cat and mouse yourself into a spot where you're gonna back them against a corner and you'll be able to just get right through and pick up an easy elimination.
Baka is doing exactly what they did the last round. They are higher than everybody else, looking down on Code Wordy right now. Code Wordy not able to make the edits as quickly as Baka is able to shut them down. Baka making that move.
Yeah, and we've got a lot of Code Wordy fans in the chat right now, and they really want to see their competitor win this. But what we're seeing right now, Baka having to grab some more materials so that they're able to keep this boxing going. You want to be able to keep these 1x1s and try to keep it as simple as possible so that you're able to just box them in as best as you can, lay down these cones, get yourself going, and get yourself the best advantage in this fight. And they're currently not giving up in this situation. Is on the left screen, we have another build battle, getting it started, getting it going. Duke, Game of the Year. Let's see if they're going to live up to the hype.
Well, here's the thing. They got Game of the Year on their name, but they are lower than everybody else, and they are locked into a position where I don't think it's going to be good. You might want to run away. Monty Python style, baby. Run away.
We're going to be seeing WP Frog going to go down in this one, bringing us to 32 players left. A little bit slower of a lobby, but we're still seeing these eliminations rack up, especially now that there's so much more of an incentive to take down other competitors with that superhero ranking, grabbing those boons, and getting yourself in a better spot for the final circles coming up momentarily. But Code Wordy still just getting boxed in by Baka, and this is just really Predator versus Prey. Baka's done! Code Wordy against all odds is able to back themselves in a corner, line up their shots, and take down the previous victor. Put the crown on your head because now you are king of the throne. Code Wordy was in the worst spot possible, but
yeah, they were.
The defense held up.
Yeah, nobody puts Code Wordy into a corner, but you know what? Code Wordy works really well out of a corner. Getting it done right now. They're going to try to get it all in the hood as we check in on Amon Green, still alive, which is a good thing for them right now.
It is, it is. Remember, they talked about, hey, they don't use builds, but one of the best things about the game right now, they enabled a mode called Easy Builds.
Okay.
So you're able to just place down an easy, pre-made structure for yourself, especially like myself. I am never going to learn builds in my life. I am sorry, I'm a zero build Andy, but in these sort of situations, just being able to easily utilize those builds, especially for Amon right there, that's the way to do it. As you can see, they're already locked in, they're ready to go, and that's the way to do it. But you're already seeing, hey, they're getting used to it, they're getting comfortable, and getting it going. That's what they do best. Learn from their mistakes and learn what you gotta do right, especially with the way they analyze gameplay. They do it better than anyone else, but right now this arena account's not doing it better than everyone else. They are in a bad situation.
Yes, they are, but we learned from Code Wordy, it doesn't matter. But you know what? Fort is down and out. Copy, getting it done. They've got a kill. They are looking in right now to get a second kill.
Copy is going to try and break down these rooftops, break down these cones, get themselves into the fray of this fight. But you're already seeing this build just expand further and further and further. And the more it expands, gives Temlaw a lot more opportunities to get out of these situations.
Oh!
Or having Copy drop into that situation, figure it out, and send them on their way to the lobby screen. Temlaw not doing work right now, but Copy getting trimmed off the side, going to have to pop that cape, get right into the storm, and guess what? You're going to get healed from the storm, and by healed, I mean you're going to be able to generate some shields as well whenever you're topped off to that 100%. So we'll be seeing Copy at least protect themselves, especially with those new boons in the game.
And right now we're looking at Amon Green. He has outlasted Baka right now. This is a big moment for Amon. Can they keep it going? We've got 24 competitors left out of our initial 39 competitors. Amon Green just chilling in the bathroom right now.
But one of these other competitors heard the pickaxing. They're going to try and keep the door open, keep themselves optimal. But unfortunately, Amon not being able to find one of these shotguns that are so impactful, especially in these situations when you're in these close quarter combat type situations. But right now, they're actually doing a great job trying to just what they did there, keeping the door open, saying, hey, if you come in here, you're going to be able to find yourself in a really bad spot. But unfortunately,
They
no
don't
shotguns.
have a shotgun.
And with builds and everything else, the shotgun's just so important to grab. But unfortunately, throughout their loot, was not rewarding enough to grab said shotgun.
No, if somebody comes through that door waving their hands in the air like they just don't care, they are going to beat Amon. And Amon making that movement now out there, I love to see this. This is how we need to do it. Amon needs to get up higher than everybody else right now. He's looking back behind him as we get it on show flow.
Show flow, or maybe flow, maybe, you know what?
I mean, it's up to you.
It is. We got a great loadout for themselves, though. I mean, I would say you got to put in that shotgun into that inventory as well, but hey, Amon going for a couple shots, just trying to trim down that damage. Remember, resource draining is so impactful, especially in this tournament where the emotions are running high, the stress is high. You got to be able to trim down these competitors as best as you can. And really, Chapo, guess what? They're going to be able to pop that down, but they don't have anything to top themselves back up.
We're about to get into a real big fight right here. Everybody's up top. Bray is there doing their thing. Chapo, Guzman, once again, getting backed into a corner right now. Are they going to be able to work themselves out? It doesn't look like it. They are closed in. Pidgey, it's coming down right now.
Yep.
Chapo, Guzman, Bray to Beast.
It really is. You're seeing this competitor kind of freaking out. You're kind of button smashing, fat fingering so many inputs as Bray to Beast going to be able to open us up, but no. Going to get counteracted by that whole entire situation, going to try and vertical themselves right up and pop these small shields and put themselves in a way better spot. As Chapo going to do the same exact thing. Still has a couple sprites on standby, so if they do need to dash down, you're seeing how much distance you can cover with said dashes. They're going to be able to get out of that situation and say, hey, because I'm not as good of a builder, I'm going to just try and get out of that situation, get myself into a better spot, hopefully find some big shields for myself, and get me going into this whole next section of this round. But really close call there for Chapo.
Yeah, Chapo being able to utilize that dash, but they're not higher than everybody else right now. And I can see some players focusing in. They need to get up there right now. Xmas Vaughn still not using the skin that I'd like to see them use, but here they are focusing in on Chapo. Will Chapo be able to find a hole underneath the prison and escape? It's now or never, kid.
Well, you're trying to escape against the SWAT team right here, so we'll see who's going to be able to come out on top, trying to box in as best as they can to control these builds below that competitor so that they're going to be able to, if they do drop down, they'll be able to just edit up a window, tap them out, and get it going. But Bray to Beast going to have to tap themselves up again, up to 100%, and they're going to go in for that third party. These competitors know it's happening right here, right now. We've got a third party situation coming in from Bray to Beast.
Yeah, right now that storm is getting close. Everybody's going to have to make a move, and no one is in a position to move. Everybody wants to get close and kill. This is close quarters combat right now. Who will be victorious? It's coming down to Chapo Guzman. He's not doing well. He's getting... Oh, man, almost
shredded up
shredded.
At 28 HP, but they're going to have that passive healing, but will they need even more than that? Most definitely. They're going to be able to find themselves in a corner and at least top themselves halfway. Once again, not having what they need. No big shields or nothing. I don't know why they're peeking around that corner.
Why are you doing that?
You got to pop that med kit before you even go into a fight right now, especially in the storm right beside you. We're going to be seeing these competitors trying their best to do what they can, but only gets off 40 HP with that med kit. Unger's taking down Techie and now dashes their way around this corner, boxes themselves into a nice 1-by-1, and is finally going to be able to use the entirety of their med kit.
That is huge right now for Chapo, getting it done, being able to use that med kit right now. They need some shields, and they need some better weapons as well.
Xmas Vaughn, we talked about it. Nothing screams Xmas like a SWAT team with a headset, trying to track down
Is that what
Santa.
Christmas is like for you at home?
Oh, yeah, 100%. I mean, if
SWAT
someone's
team.
just breaking into my house, 100%, I'm having them camp it out, right? I would hope that they're going to be able to build a 1-by-1 and be able to box in Santa Claus. That's all I'm saying. But, yeah, well, we got them down here on this below path. We'll see what they can do in this situation.
They're not in a good position.
No, does not have the big shields they need to top themselves back off, nor is Victor in a good spot either. Duke Game of the Year gonna show why they are Game of the Year. Grabs that elimination. Unger finds one on the copy FV as we got Duke gonna reap the rewards, grabs the chug jug and gonna be able to go up to 100%. Kazu going for the high ground, but Code Word, he got those dashes.
Yeah, Code Wordy's got those dashes. Right now we're down to 15 competitors out of the initial 39. Kazu stuck in a little bit of a hard spot right here, but they will be able to work out of it if they take some moments to themselves. A little bit of patience is not going to be a bad virtue right here.
Ton of layering happening from Code Wordy. Got to be able to control this high ground and give themselves a pretty optimal spot if Kazu keeps on trying to go up there. Right now, we're going to see Papa on the right screen into their own build battle as well. But Code Wordy going to be able to grab a beautiful shot, and that's going to cause Kazu to try and pop those small shields. Papa also looking extremely low.
Yeah, Papa, 0 kills right now, though. Kazu has 2 kills, so they're obviously doing a little bit better as we get into our top 15 right now. Papa, are you going to kick down the door, wave your 4-4, and ask, who hit me so? I'm just saying more.
Papa pops that med kit, gets themselves back up to 100 HP, but Code Wordy trying to fly away with the bat, but fortunately enough, going to be able to throw down some walls and returns fire. Beautiful shot there, but it's going to be an even trade between those two competitors.
Yeah, right now, Papa is trying to find their way in the world today. It's going to take everything they got. Kazu is sitting up top right now, falling a little bit. Going to have to find a placement.
Drops all the way down, has that passive healing, so that's going to bring him up to 75 shields. So that's going to be kind of nice so that you don't have to keep on utilizing so much healing to get yourself back topped off. Beckaroo, though, going to be losing a lot of walls, but Unger just does a beautiful jump shot there. Beckaroo forced out of that 1v1 build battle, has to just fly away, but Unger also has the bat super ability. Everyone's getting bit by vampires here today, Logan, but it's going to be Unger trying to jump right up. Layering up is going to be Beckaroo, though, with the advantage. Let's see what Unger can do at this disadvantage as they try to go higher and higher and higher, trying to go into this vertical battle, but the bat comes out. Beckaroo trying to fly away. They are going to now one by one themselves and give themselves a little bit of time to break down and pop those small shields. Stuck in this corner! Unger finally finds the elimination and just breaks down the soft builds. Gonna dance on the victory. Great work there, bringing them up to 3 eliminations.
They deserve to do a little dance, make a little love. Let's get down tonight as we're checking on a Zafu right now. A little bit lower, but they're going to be able to find the high ground up here. Keep building. Keep getting higher. Zafu, you need this movement right now.
They really, really do. Got that exotic weapon on standby as well. There's 3 of them in the game right now, and Zafu claiming one of them is going to be really nice. Pops that medkit to get themselves back healed up to 100%. 2 jugs on standby. They are looking like they are in the best case situation here, especially if they wanted to get into a build battle fight right now before the end game. They're going to be able to recover those mats and get themselves right back souped up for the end game type situation. Breda Beast here going to now check out what's in this train, and it's going to be a med kit and some ammo.
And they needed that, by the way. They need this shield right now. A little bit of moo-moo down there, by the way. A little love from SNS, which will be tomorrow night, Saturday Night Speedway, each and every single Saturday. Ahmad Green will be in the house playing a little bit of that Mario Kart against YOU.
Yeah, we're going to be playing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe tomorrow. Be here or be square. That's going to be top 12 being paid out tomorrow. $700 prize pool, $200 for first place, and everyone can get involved no matter what age you are. It is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It gives you the advantage for just being in last place. So just come out, have a great time, and join us tomorrow for some great racing action. And we're going to be having Mario Kart World with those Switch 2s momentarily. We are currently trying to get those souped up and getting them ready for next month. So if you want to get prepared and get ready for another amazing entry into Mario Kart, hey, get involved in that competitive community as well.
And the best way to do that is to be part of our Discord. Get involved in the Discord. It will keep you with the pulse of the community as we see Kazu working up that hill, making their way in the world today. They're doing everything that they got, and they still have a couple dashes to their name. That's going to help out in the long run. These dashes are so very important now that we don't have the utilization of those gloves.
It really, really is. And only having a couple forms of mobility like we're seeing here, you got the sprites and then you got the bat. As we see currently, an insane situation here on this bridge. You're just hoping that you're not looking like PewDiePie in this situation, because then it's not a good time. But then we're going to be seeing Chapo trying to get themselves through into this situation. They're going to just be able to just camp themselves out in this tunnel and just say, hey, you know what? I'm doing the sewer rat lifestyle. Hey, might as well.
Hey, let's make some s'mores. Let's get down. Now, I got to ask you a question, my friend. He just moved from B to A. We see in the top left corner. What is that all about, and how does that take place in this game?
So the longer you stay alive, the additional storms, as well as if you get multiple eliminations, that ranking is what I was talking about, where the higher you rank, the more boons you're going to be able to get and more passive things go on to your character. So just like what we're seeing right now, we're going to be seeing a few different things that help you if you take down bosses, if you take down players, if you survive storms, take down objectives. Those all help you. But all these ranks, you're going to be seeing, hey, you get more health back, along with increasingly even more powerful things such as different boons and abilities as such in terms of running faster, that passive healing. That's what it's all about if you're wondering what that top left corner is talking about.
Code Wordy right now getting a little bit of that shield on. They needed it. They're almost to the top percent that they need. Code Wordy locked into a bad position right now, but they are a little bit higher than Papa. Big Papa running away from the situation, trying to get a little bit higher. Code Wordy trying to just stay alive.
Yeah, staying alive, especially when you're in this top 13 position. Remember what we talked about. You get so many more points if you grab that top 10 spot, but Code Wordy is going to have to just lay down mat after mat after mat, and these are some very valuable mats, to say the least, out of bricks, out of metal. They have to lay down some logs and say, hey, hopefully the big bad wolf is not waiting for me outside this door.
I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down is what Code Wordy is hoping doesn't happen. They get their full health, almost. They got 1 point. Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll
1 point's 1 point. Once you're down to the bare minimum, 1 point's not going to make it or break it for you. But Breda B's going to be able to control this high ground, at least on the side of this mountain so far. As you're seeing all these competitors still spread across, but the Storm pushing in these 3 players. They got to get going because Chapo's taking this Storm damage, and you can see it chips a lot.
Yes, it does. Chipping away right now. Everybody's sitting down in this left corner, whereas Breda Beast is up top and X-Miss Vaughn is already there.
We got Chapo still laying down some mats as well. Got some bricks there. Only small shields, though.
Not
you got
enough.
those kill-switched pistols as well as a Sentinel shotgun, but I don't think that's going to be the most optimal loadout, especially once it comes down to these very small circles. And with 12 competitors all having to run into the storm and out of the storm, technically, once that next storm moves, you're going to be seeing so much action already coming out. Loris Gomez going to go down to Code Wordy.
Kazoo right now trying to make their way outside of that corner that they've blocked themselves into. They're in a good position if they can get out of here, by the way.
Breda Beast goes down in that 11th place spot this week. It's just being so brutal for them. A competitor who got that top 3 finish last week is just not finding their footing so far. But Breda Beast going down there. Zafu going to be able to fly right across that lake, grab some loot. Exactly what they were looking for, especially if they're trying to grab some ammo for that Yoinky Sploinky. But Code Wordy going to go down to Unger. Unger's going to be able to take down Code Wordy.
And we've got 9 players left on the field right now. And it is down to that under 10. Man, this is where the nitty-gritty gets serious.
It really does.
Everybody needs to get locked in.
Especially with that storm moving, it puts so much more urgency to use these maps to tunnel yourself in. As we see Vaughn going down, Unger going to be jumping around these corners trying to take down, but unfortunately not going to find the mark just yet. But that damage from that Sentinel and that Spire, it's going to just shred these builds so much faster. But gets stuck in the storm, takes 2 shots, 1 shot, 1 HP, but they're going to be able to get, no, not get away just yet. Peekaboo, here comes Unger.
Well, I see you, Unger. Unger getting it done. He's not like John Cena because you can see them. And Kiro right now doing their due diligence up top. Yeah, do a little dance. I get you. Yo, they've got the best positioning right now.
They really do. Having that staircase all the way up in the sky. It's not a Baka this time. It's Chapo going to go down to that storm damage. We already saw them before. They were playing with fire, and sometimes the fire is going to burn your hand, and you're going to be very sad about it. In that situation, that's exactly what happened. Chapo just playing too close to the storm there, and we're going to be seeing Sir Duke go down. That's going to be a Zafu elimination there. Top 5 situation, Logan, in round number 2.
KheZu still trying to get out of the mess that they put themselves in. They're moving, they're grooving, they're doing their thing right now. I bet you they wish they had those gloves.
Gonna break down these walls. That Spire does such a good job of it because there's such huge capacity weapons. You can just keep on laying down fire and then control these one by ones and work your way through this. Maybe tarp your way into another safer spot, but right now we're getting to a point where a lot of these competitors are looking very low in their mats, but Zafu managing their resources extremely well. We're barely seeing even those chug jugs being touched so far.
Yeah, great edit right there. Able to open up a window, shoot through that window, close the window, move. That's one of the things that you have to be able to accomplish in this game if you want to be successful.
Especially in that transformation state, you do not get hurt. You are invincible. So it makes transferring to one spot to another so much easier. Levi going to be flying in the air, breaks down this tree, going to be able to find some more mats, but they need some more mats than that. I'd be trying to break down some of these walls and get whatever you can, because right now with just those soft mats, those logs, they do not live for long at all.
No, not at all. And right now Levi is trying to get themselves out of the situation that they are in. And we check in on Kiru, who has the top position right now and is basically doing what Baka did last match.
Yep, going to be able to jump down, reposition themselves, give themselves that walkway like you talked about to put themselves in the best spot possible. KheZu going down to Zafu. Unger is going to be able to take down Zafu right there as well. Everyone's dying to the storm today, Logan.
That's unacceptable. You should not be dying from the storm. That should be your last worry. We are down to the last 3 right now. Unger looking good, but on the ground, will they have the position to be able to get it done?
Levi going to now put themselves in a corner. Let's see if they're going to be able to pop this chug jug in time. Remember, it's a top 3 situation, but the storm is coming, and you do not want to be stuck in this storm. It's going to do so much damage. You don't want to waste that chug jug if you don't need to. Levi going to have to put down some protection, but not fast enough for those builds. We're going to be seeing Kiru once again controlling the high ground. They have not even stooped down from this spot. Going to be able to just put their back to the storm and run their way around. Controlling the high ground, they're going to take a little bit of damage, but with 3 eliminations, they already know what they got to do to lock in. That transformation is going to come up top, but blocks them off with their build. Going to send Unger all the way to the bottom floor. This Laren's doing a great job for Kiru as they're going to be able to jump to the side, got that invisibility medallion, and they're looking like they are in the best spot possible to win. Especially, I talked about those 2 chug jugs are going to come in clutch. 360, almost no scopes it down, but puts up a wall and puts down a really nice 1-by-1. But Kiru doing a great job keeping Unger away from this high ground. They're going to be able to shoot out a shot with that Sentinel and land a little bit of damage. And Unger right now is just on life support. No! Pull the plug. Kiru is here, grabbing 4 eliminations and a Victory Royale crown on top.
Ooh, that got down and dirty towards the end right there. Big, big win in the house. Ooh. Man, I'm still shaking a little bit.
That was actually such a textbook way to win this game. Hold the high ground and just say, hey, if you're trying to come up here, slam it down. Slam down a build, slam down a nice little roof on top of them, and then they get stuck, have to go right back down. Unger is really struggling, trying to figure out how to control that high ground, but unfortunately, the transformation item is just not nearly as good as what we saw with those base boost gloves last week. You cannot control yourself, can't get through the builds that easily. It doesn't break down builds. You basically just get blocked out saying, hey, here's a bird catcher, get placed in the box, try to escape. What can you do next?
All right, yo, that was super exciting. Super stoked. Super stoked about what's going to go down as we move forward. Look, everybody's paying attention to what Baka did those first couple rounds, and they're taking a cue from them, and they're learning, and that is a good thing. Stay higher than everybody else. Shoot condescendingly down upon the competition and get it done. And we will be back in just a moment. More action on the way. Don't go anywhere. Thanks for being here.
J like the letter, I'm making several waves. I know the mission is same. I made a splash, now all of my passes last like running a race with Usain. I keep it coming like this is buffet. And if I'm stumbling, I'm in the graves. Never gon' fumble it. I get the bag and I run with it, gunning it, gunning it, gunning it, gunning it. Murray with the legs, all about finesse. I am not impressed. I don't need a rest coming in with less than you see the flags. Elohim with the melody and then he supply the bread. 70, keep it heavenly. Everybody get the bread.
back, and we're going to be flying into the next round momentarily. But if you haven't already known what just happened here today, we've had an absolute dominating performance from 2 different competitors, and we're going to be seeing momentarily how that's looking on the scoreboard going into round number 3. I'm Radamon Pidgey, this is Logan, and right now we are currently seeing Unger still gonna be able to take over the top of the leaderboard and take over first place, 52 points. Keru in second with 47 points. Zafu in third with 45 points. Codewordy in fourth with 41. And Baka dropping all the way down to 5th
All the
place.
way down to 5th place, bro.
That is a very hurtful spot to be in. Kazu's in 6th, Levi Bear in 7th, Duke in 8th, Poncho in 9th, and Bray the Beast holding the line in 10th place, 23 points. And you're already seeing Levi Bear 13 points above Bray there. So Bray the Beast got to be able to get locked in these upcoming rounds, because right now they are dropping out and they are on the verge of losing their spot and going down the line. All of these competitors still have a huge chance of getting in the money in terms of just 3 more rounds to go.
Yeah, a little bit of that do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. Go! Getting it done. That was terrible. Thank you so much.
It was great.
No, that was terrible.
I've been practicing it. It was great. What do you mean?
You're flat like an American Idol singer,
no
my friend.
shot.
You are.
No shot. But what we're also going to be seeing is that Amon is still also in the chase, doing a way better job in that next round, taking the notes, what they wrote down, flipped it to the next page and said, you know what, I'm going for placement. I'm going to be able to grab some stuff and get it going like you talked about. And what I always talk about, 2 eliminations is all you need. Truly, if you're able to stack up those 2 eliminations, survive into those end sort of circles, you're going to be in a really good spot. And Amon right now putting himself in a good spot.
Amon Green looking so fresh and so clean with those green glasses on. I mean, I don't know if he actually really meant for them to be part of his whole demeanor. But when he puts those glasses on, he gets locked in. And we're going to find out if he can truly make waves today. We've got some great people in the house. Besides Amon Green, right here, we've got Blasphemous in the house. We've got Misley in the house. You've got Pidgey and myself. And we've got all of the great staff here at the HyperX Arena. If you're here in-house, grab yourself some food. Grab yourself an adult beverage. Have some fun. It's time to be under the lights and get involved.
And guess what time it is also, Logan?
What's that?
To get into game number 3.
Let's go!
Here at Friday Frags at the HyperX Arena, we are going to be seeing all of these competitors duking it out. It's still anyone's game to be had. In 3 more rounds, there's still a lot of points to be dished out, served up fresh, and especially if you ask one of your waiters or bartenders for some food here today, you'll be served up not only a Victory Royale crown, but a crown and food worthy for a king. So please ask for those sodas, ask for that food, and see what's on the menu for tonight. But right now, all we're seeing is all of these competitors hungry for another victory.
Well, they actually took a page out of Baka's book, and they've been using it. Let's see who will grab that top ground and get down like a clown like Charlie Brown and turn that Fortnite frown upside down. We are into it. It's round 3 under the lights here at the HyperX Arena. Get hyped because we are live.
Oh my God, Techie going to be able to use that Spire, lasering down Duke right across the way. Doesn't even go to press the advantage, especially after grabbing such huge damage onto them. That's one of my biggest pet peeves, especially at this form of the tournament. We're halfway through.
Yeah, we are.
You gotta be able to push the advantage and realize, hey, I landed some shots, I'm running in, and I'm gonna try and confirm that elimination. Especially, there's no overshields in builds. You gotta be able to be confident enough to land those shots and get that eliminations and stack your score up, especially like Techie right now. They need to get a good few rounds in, and if they don't feel confident enough to confirm it, it's going to be a bad run for themselves.
Yeah, they got to be run in. Just like Dave, I need 100 meters, baby. Get it done. And that is done for Fort. They are done. Team Law, or Temlaw?
Temlaw.
Temlaw gets it done right off the rip.
Timulaw, almost.
Timulaw?
Timulaw.
All right, sure.
Oh, we got Beta here going for another arena account. They're going to have to be able to box one by one of themselves, but going to jump up to that rooftop. Beta going to now go all the way into the high ground. Not even a struggle. The twin fire shotgun is going to come in clutch for themselves, but picks up a Sentinel, and that's going to be 2 eliminations for Beta there.
And again, that shotgun comes into play. We've talked about it. Shotgun being one of the most OP weapons in the game, has always been. If you've been a fan of Fortnite, you already understand those shotguns are the way to victory.
especially in builds, majority of the time you're going to have a close quarters fight. What do you want for a close quarters fight, Logan?
Well, you want something that's going to spread and shoot and kill, and that would be a shotgun, right?
Yeah, even if you're going for like the SMG,
Yes.
that will not put out damage as fast as a shotgun does.
Even if you hit him in the face, neck, chest, and breast area, you're not going to get it done the way that you can with a shotgun.
No, you will not, but we're going to be seeing one of these arena accounts going for that Spire, grab the rewards from it. They're very easy to eliminate. I think they just look super cool, kind of Destiny vibes in my opinion.
Very Destiny vibes.
Very Destiny vibes, and a lot of the boss fights I feel like in this season alone are very fun. Simple but fun, especially when you go against Core, or if you're going to land in Demon Domain, you're going to be able to shoot off the mask, grab that damage, and grab some really nice rewards for yourself, like you're seeing that kill switch. They already got some purples in their inventory, but Baka, once again,
has some work to do.
Yeah, they do. They're down in 5th place, going for the same spot, same drop, and they're going to get contested. Has to pop a big shield, but they've got 10 more while you're at it if you're trying to trim down some damage onto them.
All right, Baka making the way over to Code Wordy right here. This could be the 1v1 for the end game right here. If Baka can take out Code Wordy or vice versa, this could be what we need to see. Who will be victorious early on in this match with 32 competitors still left alive.
Talking about victorious, Victor gonna go down to Duke, who Duke almost getting eliminated, first elimination of the match, but now coming back and being able to grab an elimination for themselves. We're currently seeing Baka gonna be able to layer up pretty nicely and control the high ground, and that's the way to do it. Jump shot into the corner. They're gonna trade damage right there, and Baka right again, going to be able to go right up to that vertical top, pop those small shields, and that's what Wordy's got to do too, but it's not looking like they have anything to heal themselves up with.
No, Baka has that full shield, and they're putting it on right now, looking so fresh and so clean with that new Chug Jug.
Let's see what... Oh, we got Amon Green on the right side. Oh, no.
Oh,
Let's
no,
see what they're
Amon.
going to be able to do here. Going against... Could not see whose that competitor's name is. Does a nice little slide, trying to get right down onto the floor. I would keep yourself covered with some sort of protection. Amon Green going to take a little bit of damage there. I told ya! They took a little bit of a risk there, and unfortunately it did not pay off. Unfortunately, they're going to be counting themselves out at that 30-second spot. After doing so well in the previous round, I wouldn't have gone away from that building. And he talked about it previously as well, saying, hey, I'm going for the buildings. I'm going to work my way around those buildings, but unfortunately was not ready for those shots from the high ground.
No, it did not work out for them, and once again, Amon Green is down for the count. Code Wordy right now trying to keep away from Baka. This is a major matchup that we need to follow and need to check out with 31 players left. This could be what the finals might look like right now with Baka and Code Wordy going head-to-head.
And this build has just, you can see, stretched itself vertically or horizontally. You are seeing now a huge battle of where Baka's just saying, hey, I'm going to wait for you. Lands 2 shots. That's 100 damage right out of the gates with that Deadeye. Really shooting him right in the eye. Beautiful land there, but Baka's going right off to the side here, trying to just say, hey, what can I do? Work my way around, try to find and hear exactly where Code Wordy is as they try to break down, grab some mats, and they're going to take a little damage from that.
Yeah, right now, Code Wordy figuring out where Baka is, and everybody's trying to build around it. We've got ourselves a battle. Code Wordy down to their last life.
Baka also going to have to pop themselves some shields, get themselves healed up on the right side. Breda Beast, also a competitor who needs a good finish here. They are currently in their own build battle, having to pop their own shields and heals as they're going to, fortunately enough, miss that first shot, but then peek right around the top and be able to grab that one. And Code Wordy tries to pop the small shield, and Baka just comes up from the ramp and takes them out. Don't know what Code Wordy was thinking about popping that small shield while their tops were vulnerable. Don't know what the mentality was in that moment.
Well, it obviously didn't work out for them as we check in on Shuflu.
Shflow.
I mean, it's just a fun name to say out loud.
It is.
And they're just rocking that 999.
That's the way to do it. Juice World, we're going to be seeing them try to just work their way around. Not great loot so far, unfortunately. Going to only have those green weapons, has no mobility. You got to really prioritize that. Loris Gomez also no mobility, opting to have 2 rifles in their inventory, that Deadeye and Spire. You got to choose one or the other and go for that mobility, because especially in a situation like this, if you get in a really bad spot, 1 HP, you got to get out some way, somehow, or even having big shields on standby. If you enjoy the Deadeye more, go for the Deadeye. Do not rely on having 2 different assault rifles in your inventory, because if you do, you're going to find yourself in a bad spot, not being able to escape out of a situation that you might lose at Kiru. Take it down, Papa.
Yeah, Fort right now being able to take on that sphere, and you know what? I'm not sure they're going to be able to get over there without getting themselves killed to be able to pick up all the great gear that they were able to secure from that kill. Kiro right now with 1 kill to their name, 26 competitors left of the original 38. We're getting down there. Beckaroo up top looking down condescendingly above everybody, but they've got pistols.
Kill switch gonna be able to grab that first little bit of damage, taking down Breda B's shields, forcing them to pop them smalls and get themselves back up to 50. Pops a big shield as well. Beckaroo, though, going to be just chilling in the storm. They're not worried. They're not hiding under their umbrella. Ella, no, they're going to be able to just rain hellfire down onto Breda Beast, but their Portafort is not looking great.
Rihanna looking very happy about that last reference, by the way. Beckaroo, though, up top, does not have the weapons to be up there, but they are in a really good position.
Yeah, they are. Got those kill switch revolvers on standby, and you can see what it does. It goes into bullet time, where you're able to slow yourself down and be able to line up your crosshairs very nicely. But unfortunately, right now, I don't know if the risk and reward out of this fight is going to work out for themselves. Yeah. Beckaroo got to get themselves back into the storm, as Duke going to be here, pops down the Sprite, gets those dashes, goes for the high ground. Had the window of opportunity, but does not take the shot.
No, not taking the shot right now. Duke is on the ground, fighting for their life right now, getting it done. Will they be victorious?
They are going to be able to take down Techie there. It brings us to 22 players left.
Let's go. Let's go. We're getting down to it. Duke on the ground floor. I wasn't sure if they're going to be able to make it happen for themselves, but they indeed did. Now they need to take an opportunity to heal. They need to find some health.
Yeah, right now we've got Gino there, going to be unfortunately in a fairly bad spot, as Copy going to use one of those sprites, which you can do, bring them to one of those statues. Where you're going to be able to feed them it. You get a little bit of a reward, a boon, maybe some shields. Get yourself going in that situation. But also remember to always have your eyes out, because you never know who's lurking around these corners. And currently it's going to be Beta with 4 eliminations, doing a great job. 21 players left, and talking about what the superhero rating does for yourself. So B rank, you're going to be able to grab caches that are going to have exclusive loot based on the ranking of your superhero ranking. So really be on the lookout for that as well if you're able to, because it's got some great loot. We got Adam Eve on the screen right now. Hopefully they won't need to channel their inner powers, because we know how that all ends out. They're going to go for some mats. Breda Beast here as well. Going to be jumping up, going around this corner, grabs a Sprite for themselves. And that's really the best play. They don't need those small shields. No. They've got a Chug Jug, they got big shields, and now they've got mobility.
Yeah, they need to stay there. Remember, I don't think the small shields are necessary in this iteration of the game. I think you need to go for the jugs and keep it big and bold.
Yes, Chug Jug's #1. I would say small shields are optimal towards the end of the game, rather than in this middle spot where you really want to just keep yourself topped out in these different situations where you might just get shot from across the map, and then you got to just boom, pop up these shields and get yourself going. So Chug Jug's #1, absolutely, if you're able to find them.
Well, Breda Beast right now has been a little bit lower than we've seen them before, so they have their work cut out for them right now. Copy getting in the mix. They're getting shot from behind. Do they even know where it's happening?
1 HP after they're able to build up a little one by one. Got to do a little bit of tarping, but that tarp is going to get ripped away from him. Zafu finds a little bit of a crack, and they're going to be able to shoot right inside of it. Zafu trying to land some shots from across the way, but goes down, reaps the rewards. Got 3 Chug Jugs to work with here. If they want to, they can just gulp, toss it down, grab a new one. And now we got Chucksy FN going to be in a pretty rough spot as well. Once again, got too many weapons. I can guarantee you when they get eliminated here, or if they do get eliminated, they're not going to be able to use that submachine gun before it happens.
No, and they've got too many weapons and not good enough weapons as well. So they need to up their game right now. They're opening up that chest. Not going to find anything that they particularly need right now, though.
Other than that med kit, they're going to
The med kit's good.
They're only going to be really finding not much in terms of weapon categories there. They really only need that assault rifle, shotgun, mobility, shields. That's what you should prioritize, especially like you're seeing here, Karu. A regular at this tournament knows exactly what they got to do to get it all done. Tries to break down that rooftop, goes around to the side here, sees that it's logged, so they're going to be able to break right through it pretty easily if they want to, especially with that pickaxe. Swing, try to claim it. They're not going to be able to claim it just yet. Got that sentinel shotgun on standby. As you can see, they're trying to switch back and forth between their builds and mats really, really fast and do what they can. And we're going to be seeing the transform bat come out, but Chucksy unfortunately cannot lay out the 1-by-1 in time. Keru just tracks them down right out of the transformation and finds themselves another elimination.
Now you can't shoot them when they're in the air and do any damage, but the second that they land, you can do multiple damage, and that is exactly what we just saw.
Now one of these arena accounts, once again, got those dashes on standby along with the transform bat item. So that's going to be a nice combo wombo, and that's one of the things that we didn't see from Chucksy there. Unfortunately, did not have those dashes to at least get themselves even further away from a really bad situation. We got Duke, who got themselves caught in a corner, and now they're going to be able to land a beautiful shot there as well. Tries to reload that shotgun, and now seeing Kazu right out this window. Let's see if who's going to have the faster edit, who's going to have the faster quick draw will determine the winner here. And Duke, being so talented in their own right, they are truly trying to find themselves in a really good spot. Gonna have to pop that chug jug though.
Yeah, Kazu's got the health right now. Duke popping that chug jug. Not enough time for Bed Bath & Beyond. Duke almost going down right there. Kazu is still on top of this match.
Not looking like that Duke's got that control of this build at all. Finds that little bit of a corner half build and gonna be able to edit themselves in a really good spot. Got that rooftop unlocked. Duke doing a great job to counteract it and play great defense and really grab these walls the best as they can, as you're seeing, trying to take down that left wall and control it so that they're gonna be able to at least get some edits. Got a cone going here. Opens up a window of potential death, and there it is. Kazu finally wins the battle.
The walls of Jericho have demolished, and Kazu gets the win over Duke on that one.
Xmas Vaughn once again. You know what? Maybe that one's a little bit more matching. The little drummer boy potentially. So we go over to the arena account. Going to now be stuck in the storm as well. Keru was wondering.
Yeah, they're Kiru right now looking towards the end of the storm, trying to find somebody creeping and peeping over there.
Let's see if they're going to be able to find them just yet. But no, arena account number 1 going down to Baka. And Baka's still staying alive. No one taking him out just yet. And going to be able to reap that reward from Demon's Domain. That mythic Spire rifle is from that boss. So if you want to try and find where Baka's going first, it's that location.
Yes.
Realize that going for those boss fights early on is just so impactful and helps your late game so much more, especially if you're able to swap back and forth. Sentinel into the Spire. Spire having so much ammo and so much damage. It is such a good thing to aim for, especially at the beginning of these matches.
Yeah, any NPC that you can pick up and have do your dirty work for you is a good NPC to have.
100% as well. A few of those on the map potentially. But right now we are going to be seeing Beckaroo. Got that medkit across the way. Gonna see this arena count have to pop that medkit. Let's see how much longer they're going to be able to survive for, because a lot of these competitors are literally right underneath one another and trying to just not be noticed.
Yeah, you know what? They're trying to just creep around a little bit sneaky. Don't underestimate the sneakiness as Peekaboo is trying to take a peek. But I think it's going to be more of a boo right now.
Oh, and down goes Adam Eve as Peekaboo going to be taken out by Breda Beast. We're currently seeing this arena count trying to stomp right in and uses the pickaxe for the final swing. Beckaroo going to get taken out by arena account 20.
Yeah, and that's just a troll right there. I mean, that's
that's
gonna hurt your confidence, right?
Like, you notice that you did like 90 damage there, 1 HP. You're swinging in, break down the wall, and guess who? Gonna be a pickaxe to the face. A really rough way to go.
Yeah, it definitely is. His Beta's trying to look like the alpha right now and get it done there. 100 health and 100 shield. They have some good weapons. They have some good heals. And they're going to sit tight and make some s'mores.
Arena count 20 once again right back with us again. Playing extremely well in this round. Let's see if they're going to keep that momentum swinging as we get a nice little loot. That's one of the caches that I talked about.
That's
Grabs
that
a boon.
A cache.
There you go. Got that boon, got that shield, and got already had that boon actually in their inventory. Had the cape as well if they needed to refresh it. Zafu, though, going to be able to grab that huge shotgun opportunity as they're going to be able to have a little bit of movement speed with that shotgun. The exotics are so good. They're called unstables this season, but they are actually so nice to have in your inventory, especially with the little passes that they give you.
You can call them what you want, but they are effective.
They really, really are. Oh, and what's even more effective is a third party. Zafu going to be covered up by both sides. We got Vaughn, though, trying to just transform Bat out, but gonna take a little bit of damage.
Ooh, good shots by Zafu all the way across the map, making it look so super easy. Didn't get a headshot off, but definitely got some good body shots.
And that's really all it takes. If you're trying to shred down some big shields, small shields, land some body shots, try to force their resources as best as you can, as Loris Gomez going to be in a really, really tough situation here. Has to pop these small shields and get themselves healed right back up. And this 2-tick is going to hurt a lot, especially with how far away some of these competitors are to the safety of the safety circle. And you're going to be having to get rid of that sea bear attack that could potentially happen at any given moment. Breda Beast is going to have to find themselves into the safety of that circle momentarily. 2 eliminations on the board for themselves, but their loot looking extremely low. No logs on standby.
They're playing the Storm right now, and they're catching up to Beta. Will Beta be able to get away? I don't know. Does the Beast know that they're there? I feel like they can see them. Are we going to get some shots off Breda Beast?
Oh. No way. What a shred there. Even the sprite saw that action and said, I am not looking at that. That is so much damage being put out by Breda Beast. Going to be able to go right under, tunnel right in, and almost grab that one. Baka goes down at 13th. Levi takes him out of the match. And Beta goes down as well. 2 top-tier competitors for this round out for the count.
And we're almost down to the top 10. We've got 11 players left on the field. Breda Beast getting it done, making it look easy right now.
3 eliminations. You said it. It's going to be absolutely insane to see what they can do here. Got 2 legendaries on standby. The transform bat, some shields. They're looking really good. Loris Gomez, though, stuck in the storm. Are they going to be tapped out here? No, not just yet. Got a med kit. Pops it just barely at the last second.
They're going to die.
They really are. Only has logs to defend themselves. And here comes the big bad Breda Beast as they're going to be able to break right down and try to get themselves right swinging in, but puts up that cone of protection. But unfortunately, that's not going to be enough to take out Breda Beast and keep out the Beast.
Yeah, the Beast huffed and they puffed and they blew that house down. Grabs another kill. They're up to 4. 10 players left. We are into round 3 and it is almost over.
It really, really is. We got 10 players left, Logan. What do you do in this moment? What are you trying to plan to do? Because we're seeing a lot of competitors trying to play with their Storm back to themselves.
Right, we've
but
seen that.
Realize, and what we've also seen, these competitors who have to run into the safety circle to save themselves from the Sea Bear, you're going to be finding a lot of bullet time action happening for yourself. But one of these arena accounts going to have to figure out what they want to do next.
Well, here's the thing is we've already seen what has worked the first couple rounds. Get higher than everyone else. Now is your time to get up there. This Storm is moving. We are about to hit Storm number 8. You need to find your positioning and get there first.
100%. Zone priority is such an important thing, especially in this tournament. Like you're seeing the competitor in the bottom left corner, they're going to be able to have everyone else basically in their sight lines. You're trying to position yourself where you say, hey, where can I build up to? Where can I get that verticality and get myself going? As a lot of these competitors are just side by side from one another and getting stuck in the storm as we've got a next circle coming in hot in 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's literally coming in hot right now. We already hit Storm number 8. We're about to hit Storm number 9. Guzman is about to get chapped up if they don't get out of there.
Pops the Chug Jug, going to be able to get themselves healed right back up. Let's see what Chapo can do in these next few moments. Still, top 10 situation. We've got Vaughn literally backed against the storm, trying to just play it safe. You know that safety circle off to the left side here. Let's see if that's going to pay off for them. Levi flying in, going to be able to build themselves a nice 2x2 right there.
Yeah, building that 2x2. It's not like a 2x4 like I saw Jim Duggan used to carry out to the ring, but they are getting it done, and they're bringing that force and that fearsomeness to the party right now. Chapo Guzman, with only 9 players left, getting themselves into the mix.
Chapo, all of their metal is getting shredded up. We're going to be seeing them try to go around this corner, but now with the storm damage as well, it's looking like their time is running out in this round. Let's see what they can do. Can they survive for another moment? Going to have a few med kits to at least keep them topped off, but you're seeing how far away that storm is getting, and they're going to have to sprint right in and hopefully not get shot at. Going to be able to build themselves a nice little staircase of safety as Chapo going to be looking extremely low, and you're seeing that circle on the left side of the screen just slowly but surely creeping away from him as he's going to have to use the final med kit of this round and potentially of their final moments here in this whole entire moment. Zafu going to take down Vaughn there. No Christmas time presents for them.
No presents under the tree for them. 8 competitors left right now, and Chapo was able to give themselves a little bit of health, but not enough.
Almost blocks themselves off from the safety circle, but gonna be able to get themselves right back inside. Has the Chug Jug on standby, but they are just trying to survive by the bare bones.
Bare bones, bro. John Bones Jones right now trying to get it done. Chapo Guzman living a little bit higher than everybody else. That's what it's going to take. Right now, I'm loving where Unger is. Unger is on top of the mountain, so to speak.
Yeah, and building their own mound, so to speak, as well. You're seeing the peaks being put down, those cones. Got to give them a little bit of safety angles off to the side. Chapo goes down to Unger, finally. Being on life support for so long, you got to just say, hey, put me out of my misery and get it over with. Put me into the next round and get me started. Get me right back locked in. But still, great job by Chapo, being able to at least scrape by and grab a few extra points for themselves. Definitely going to help them up that leaderboard, as now we're seeing that circle starting to move all the way around, and these competitors having that transform bat being the #1 form of mobility for a majority of these players.
Yeah, right now that Hawk is doing their job. Bat, Hawk, whatever you want to call it. It's the only movement that you actually have right now. And I bet you a lot of these competitors, after practicing with those gloves, they gotta be wishing they had him back right now.
I really wish we were having him back as well. You're seeing how much easier it is to just move around with the base boost last week, and now these competitors just getting blocked off from their builds, not being able to get to the high ground and contest the high ground. Base boost gloves, it was just so fast, so easy. You were able to jump up right where Levi is and just take them out for the running.
Yeah, right now, we are down to 7 competitors. It is getting to that nitty-grit. Fortnite Frags mission number 3 is almost done. Who do you think will be victorious, Pidgey?
That is the question. With no Baka to be seen, I would love to see Breda Beast get themselves right back inside of it and get themselves going for this round, because they are so talented, and we saw that last week, and they're going to be able to take down Keru with a 1v1 literally standoff quick draw. Bang! Going to be able to make it happen, as we're going to be going down to 4 players, 3 players. We're going to be seeing Kazu and Unger taking down Levi and Breda Beast. Top 3 situation going into this final battle. Let's see what can happen here. Kazu looking on life support.
1v1.
No, pull the plug. We've got Zafu versus Unger. Unger, remember, leading the leaderboard right now in first place. If they grab this victory royale, it's going to be so good for themselves. They're currently going to try and box in Zafu, controlling the layers here, but Zafu got to be able to use that transform back, get right on top of that tree, and try to get themselves in a better spot if they are able to. Where did they go is the question. The observer doesn't even know where they went. Goes right back down to ground floor, but Unger still controlling the high ground, trying to break these streets, grab a few more logs, because look at their match. They are looking extremely low in this final battle.
Yeah, right now Unger has the positioning to win. Will Zafu be able to make the move from the lower echelon and get it done? Right now, Unger using exactly what they have. It's the high ground, baby, and that's a victory royale!
And they've done it. Textbook definition. Grab the high ground, look down on your enemy, and put the crown on your head and confirm another victory for yourselves back to back. Put that first place even higher up the leaderboard with that victory.
That's how you get it done. We've seen it already tonight. Look, if you're just hanging out down by the bushes, you're not doing your due diligence to be able to get up there and make your presence felt. Look, we saw it from Baka. We've seen it from Unger. Right now, you need to be higher than everybody else and using that momentum to get you onto that victory.
Exactly. Snoop Dogg said it best. If you're not following their way, then you're doing it the wrong way. If you're not higher than everyone else, you are going to find yourself just on the receiving end of so many bullets and not having those base boost gloves, only relying on the transform bat. It's just so much more difficult to try and contest that high ground. What I've been shocked about is not seeing so many opportunities of multiple players going for it. We did see that with Bray the Beast there with that 1v1 quick draw, but unfortunately, we didn't see many other players going for that high ground and trying to find their way up into the sky and get something going, because normally in every single one of these rounds, it's one player holding up that coverage and just raining down that hellfire basically and just taking down the rest of the competition.
Yeah, I mean, literally, there is a plan in place. So you need to follow that and start understanding what you don't know. The one thing that I don't know or take into consideration about Fortnite is I'm not a good builder, right?
Yep.
So you know what I try to always make sure that I do is get to a higher position and be able to fire down that hellfire like you said. Now we've got some scores. Let's see where everybody lands. Right now, we've got Unger with 80 points. Zafu in number 2 with 72 points. YouTube Kazoo with 64 points. Kuru with 63 points. Only 1 point behind in 4th place. We've got 5th place. Levy Bear with 54 points. Baka in 6th place with 50 points. Bray tied with Code Wordy right now. That's huge for 47 points. Duke with 43, and rounding out the top 10 right now, Poncho with 41. Now, I've got the future Hall of Famer in the house. He's been throwing it down a little bit better than last week, but not as good as I think you'd like to compete.
Yeah, it's
Amon
gonna get better.
Green, how you living?
I'm living good. It's gonna get better, you know.
Yeah.
It's I say I probably have to definitely practice a lot more building, because I don't do a whole lot of builds. So getting that build where I could get at least one step up a little higher if it's a high ground situation where I'm not the higher one. That's about it. I work on that part of it, and then obviously getting the speed down. That's about it.
Well, we all can't be Snoop Dogg, but sometimes you got to do what you do. And I know that you've been up and down in your career. So when you find yourself at a precipice and you're at that lower echelon and you need to move up, what do you tell yourself? How do you get locked in as a pro sports athlete? How do you transition that to esports?
Well, real easy. Just look at when I'm not doing great. And like I said, I don't build at all, so I just gotta work on that. I'm used to playing games like Halo, Overwatch, Marvel Rivals, where I don't have to worry about building. It's all about shooting and moving. And so now I got to learn the building part of it. I do know a little bit. I got pretty good at it a couple years ago, but then kind of fell off of it because went into no build, so still doing that. But now if I'm gonna be playing Frags, that means I'm gonna start having to build up walls to make sure I know I can protect myself and last a little bit longer.
Now, are you ready for tomorrow night? Because tomorrow night we're doing a little bit of that Mario Kart, and I know you got love for some Mario Kart.
I got some time in. Now it's gonna be finding out how I've been watching it and commentating it as well, and to now go head to head with the racers is gonna be a little different than watching it. So it's gonna be fun. A game where I have some more hours in, and I did get some time in on the Nintendo Switch 2 the other day.
I watched you
on
play
my stream,
the other day,
so
yeah.
that makes me feel a lot more comfortable knowing some of the little bits and pieces of the new game. Blue Shell doesn't as much do damage, and you could outrun it actually if you have a mushroom. So you got not only the horn that can blow it away, but then you got the mushroom that you hit it at the right time, you can pull away from the blue shell to get out of there. But a lot of what I noticed with just the AI was a lot of players, the AI just drifted off each other, or drafting off each other to gain the hit boost. And so that if the AI is doing it, I know the players, the competitors out that I'll be competing against tomorrow will be doing the same thing.
How are you enjoying the wall rides, the Tony Hawk kick flips, all of that stuff?
Right. I've done some of the kick flips. I haven't done a wall ride yet. I tried to, but it rejected me. I tried to jump off. It is like, no, that's not a wall ride place right there. So I'm going to hopefully maybe come across it, but I have seen it. I've seen the AI do it. I've seen other competitors do it when I watched the new Mario Kart Worlds compete. So it is, I say, a great add to the game, and you can grind on the rails too. I love doing that.
Isn't that fun?
I grinded on one of the rails on one race where it was a shortcut. And it kept me in front of the lead, but it was AI. It was computers.
Well,
it wasn't the people I'm going to be competing with
in your
tomorrow.
football contract, you weren't allowed to actually get on a skateboard, were you?
No, skateboards were safe. It was certain. No, it was downhill skiing.
Okay.
So skis and
Those
jumping out of airplanes or helicopters.
Yeah, well, that's why Tom Cruise and you don't hang out anymore, you know?
I could hang out with him now, for sure. You know, we both old and still act like we could beat up young people. So that's what he does in movies. I want to be a part of that life.
Well, you still look young. I mean, you make me look old, so I love having you here. Go get locked back in.
Yeah.
We'll check out with you.
Last a little longer. Just a little longer.
Just a little bit
Smidge
longer.
it.
Just a little bit.
Inch by inch is a cinch. Yard by yard is hard. So.
Hey, 2 feet, 1 knee equals 2 feet, and we'll get down to that in just a little bit. This is Amon Green. I'm Logan Summit. We'll be back with you in just a little bit.
Two sides to a story, but they never tell my side. Never been the kind of guy to stay inside the guidelines. I know I'm the bad guy, I don't gotta ask why. If you try step to me, it'll be the last time. I got dirt on my name, 6 feet in the ground. I got people in my past try bringing me down. Say I'm losing my mind, I don't wanna be found. Grew up in the shadow, but I know they watching me now.
Hello and welcome back to Friday Frags. We are currently getting ready for round number 4 of this tournament, and we had a crazy show up and show out from Unger, and we already got, don't look at that just yet, we had a little bit of spoilers already on the scores that we'll have up, we already saw actually from the previous round, but I'm just saying what we saw there previously, those scores, Unger leading the pack right now and seeing how much they're dominating the competition, and great to see them on top of the leaderboard rather than in that 3rd, 4th, 2nd place spot. They are currently showing up, showing out. Baka kind of having some misplays here here today, but it's great to see all these other competitors really capitalizing on those misplays and those mishaps and making themselves known here.
Yeah, I feel like Bray the Beast is probably pretty sad that they wished me a happy birthday. Because it all went downhill from there.
They said, what? I will never do that again, Logan.
I will never wish you a happy birthday again, because now
Hope you
I
had
am
an
not
unhappy
there.
birthday. You better get right back up here, Bray the Beast, and reverse the words that you just said so that you're able to get yourself back into this fight. But it's sounding like and looking like we already got the competitors ready for round number 4 of Friday Frags featuring Fortnite. And remember, join our Discord. We are asking questions. We are wondering, what exactly do you want out of these tournaments? And get involved and really let your voice be heard. We're trying to improve everything we do here, as we're going to be seeing who's improving here today. Let's drop in. Let's get ready and see these beautiful faces in the battle bus and see what their first choice is. And if it's not Demon's Domain, I'm judging you.
You love Demon's Domain. Exactly why do you actually like it so very much?
You get a nice mythic item out of it. You get that mythic Spire rifle. You get some good loot. It's a great spot. The boss fight is fun. You might get an elimination or two, and you're just setting yourself up in the best way possible. Why drop into an outskirt or an outhouse in the middle of nowhere when you can drop somewhere where you know there's going to be great loot, great items, and get yourself going?
Well, I think Snoop Dogg said it best when he said, drop it like it's hot, baby. Get in there and get your stuff and get prepared to play. Because we are in round number 4. Only one other round after this. It is time to get down, and here we are, Amon Green, using that awesome kite. I mean, come
Glider.
on. Well, glider, kite, whatever you want to call it. I
It's
call it a
basically the
kite.
same thing.
Well, I'm old. I call it a kite. You
There
have
you go.
gliders.
I do not know what a kite is. I've never actually successfully used a kite. I feel like, especially in Vegas, you know, it's very hit or miss. Unlike Vaughn, who's just hitting all their shots here today, grabs their first elimination of this round. Fire Kitty now trying to just build as much as they can, laying down the metal with wood and everything else under the sun, trying to survive, backing themselves in a corner. But in those moments, you can't be hopping around. When you're stuck in a 1-by-1, you got to be able to lay down, sit in a corner, and wait and just trace the shots and make it all happen here today. We've got Amon Green going to be popping that big shield, get themselves all the way back up to full. But right now, let's see what they're going to be able to do. Got that Twin Fire on standby, but we got Copy right around this corner.
Oh no, we got Copy and Amon Green in a battle. Amon taking a little bit of a back seat right now.
I would not want to go against Copy if I was Amon Green, especially even for myself.
Run
Gotta
away!
get yourself going. Run! Oh, at the 33rd spot, keeping it consistent though. Unfortunately, not going to be able to win that fight. Did not get the slide there. Didn't have enough momentum to get that slide and get out of that dangerous situation. Really unfortunate play-by-play right there, but Beta's going to be able to find this fire and get themselves going. Destroys it, reaps the rewards, grabs a nice boon. Then we got the kill switch revolvers on standby. Will they go for it? No. They're going to be able to just grab some more small shields and get themselves going. Doesn't even go for the cape again. So interesting to say, hey, you know what? I'd rather just not deal with that. Maybe, no, here we go.
So they showed
You know what? You can see the brain usage being used right now, and they're trying to just get comfortable with it at this moment. Trying to figure out if they like it.
Pidgey, they might not have ever used that item before. It seemed like they weren't familiar with it. And that could be coming into the fact that they might have been using the gloves before for their movement, and now they've got to learn a new mechanism.
Yeah, that is completely fair. Like you were seeing, they were really contemplating if they wanted that item or not. But if you're seeing the rest of the lobby use it, it's got to be something good, right? That's what my mentality would immediately go for. But right now, we are seeing WP going to be now a little bit far away, trying to just lay down some fire and just put out some shots and say, you know what? The Spire rifle basically got 50 shots in the chamber. Might as well just let shots rain and really keep that other competitor on edge. We got Kazu here. Great loadout. Shield, medkit, shield. With the Sentinel and the Spire to put it out on top. Going to be able to float their way down. And Flo. I was so confused about what just happened there, but Slow I feel like was eating the chicken wings or something here today.
Slow and low, that is the tempo right now for them.
By the way, if you haven't had the hot wings here, you are missing out. They are so good. We did a hot wings challenge just a few months ago, and they were some of the best hot wings I've ever experienced as Kazu going to send Flo back to the lobby screen. Victor also going down.
Boom, boom, I came to shake the room, and that is all she wrote. It was murder, by the way.
It was murder, as we see this competitor don't know what they're shooting in the water. Maybe they saw a shark fish or
they saw anything.
Guppy fish or something. Puffy Wesley gonna throw down, get those teleports on standby. Potentially was the last usage of that Sprite, but unfortunately gonna take a little bit of fall damage from that dash. It's not unlimited.
Yeah,
You're not reducing the
yeah.
fall damage at all with those dashes, so you got to be a little bit careful. Has to pop the med mist and get themselves top right back off. Going for the Spire fight to try and get some better loot going on here. But what you really got to do is make sure and clear out this area to make sure that there's no one else here so that you go into this fight not having to get third-partied by another competitor potentially because you're trying to fight that boss. And now we've got Chino here just doing
fishing.
Doing some fishing. Hey, those fish, they actually shield you up really fast.
No,
40
they
shield.
do, but when was the last time you saw a competitor actually take moments out to fish?
Not in a very long time, actually. No one really even goes for that, especially since Chug Jug's in the game. Such a better utilization of your time to go and try and find a Chug Jug rather than going for the fish. And it's Chugsy going to find Duke right across the way and get one shot at there. Throws down the Sprite, refreshes their 3 dashes, and now Baka takes down an arena account.
And Duke right now not picking up that purple weapon, deciding to stick with their normal shotgun. How crazy is that to you?
I mean, it really does come down to preference, right? Because they had that Spire as well, so the difference between those two weapons, like you're seeing here with Keru, they have a very low capacity magazine with that weapon. But you got the Spire that you're able to just keep on raining down shots. It does more damage to builds, and you're going to be able to get through builds a little bit easier than with the Deadeye Assault Rifle that Keru's currently using. So it really comes down to preference. They had a blue Spire comparatively to that purple Deadeye. So now we're going to be seeing Zafu right across the way. The third party that I talked about, Logan, when you're trying to deal with the boss, that still means shots are being heard across the way.
Yeah, you got to make sure that you're clear, right? This is the best way for somebody to third party right now, is wait for you to go towards the boss.
It is. As right now we're talking about the boss, and the boss is this arena account. We got Baka trying to box them right back into themselves, put down that staircase that actually saved themselves. This arena account's kind of panicking, going back and forth between these two builds, but Baka trying to claim this window, get the edit going, and boom, shakalaka, gonna be able to grab that one, and gets themselves 2 eliminations for this round so far.
Yeah, Baka right now with 2 kills, with only 26 players left in the field. WP Frog gets the worst of it. Baka with another kill. That's up to 3. Baka getting it done once again.
From all the way across the mountain, they land that one on the WP Frog, but what we saw there, having too many weapons in their inventory, WP Frog got to prioritize getting those heal shields and mobility. If they had that transform bat item, they probably could have gone out of that situation, as Kazu is also backing themselves up in the corner, but they have the shields and mats to at least lay down a little bit of defense before anything else happens. Lands a beautiful 49 damage shot there across the way.
That was just a hope and a prayer
100%.
coming together. I mean, they didn't really see what was happening. They just pulled the trigger and hoped for the best, and they got the best out of it. Another 32 points right there, and Kazu is going to push it real good. Salt and Pepper is in the house.
Zafu going across the way, and look at their inventory, Logan.
Oh my gosh, really? Really, bro?
That is great. Where did you find all of these, Zafu?
Well, better that he has them than his competitors, right?
Well, his competitors might have it soon. If they get eliminated, they might be like, wow, heaven is a place on earth, as we're going to be seeing these shots coming across the way. Not going to be able to land any of those. One arena count 58 taking out 36. Hey, 58 is a bigger number than 36, as we see Keru trying to land these shots, going to peek down, but gets right behind their own wall, reloads their weapons. Twin Fire, not the best weapon in these situations because it takes so many more shots to compare to the damage of the Sentinel, but gonna be able to jump right back down and get across the way.
Code Wordy right now is hoping and praying that Kiro doesn't find them as quickly as they need to be, because Code Wordy could use this, and here they go, getting a little bit of that shield on, baby.
Hey, that's the way to do it. Top yourself off before you get right back into the fray of it all. And really, a lot of these competitors like to do that back and forth, no matter even if you have the advantage and landed the shots first and you know the other competitor's low. You like to put yourself in a spot where you say, I cannot possibly lose this, right? 100 shields, 100 health, let me go back in.
And here we go. Unger, by the way, they have been showing up and showing out and showing all the competition that they are the one to beat right now. And they're in a close quarters combat battle. It is too close to call, and Unger gets the kill. And that's what it matters most right there. Close quarters combat, the kill. They now have 2 to their
Yes,
name.
they do. And like you said, it really does come down to accuracy and edits.
Yes.
Those edits also being able to have that advantage of saying, you do not know when I'm about to put down this window, so you better be ready for it some way, somehow. And then accuracy, the confidence, being able to know exactly where your competitor is. And what we're seeing is these two competitors knowing exactly where each other are.
They know
and
where
saying,
they are.
You know what? If you're paying rent, you can stay right across the way. Do not come to my side of the house.
Yeah, where's Peekaboo when you need him? Because right now they're playing a little bit of game of Peekaboo. Baka right now with Code Wordy. Code Wordy grabbing a kill.
What?
And
Kiru goes down from fall damage, and Baka's going to take down Copy. Where did Kiru go? What happened?
Huge. That is absolutely humongous right now. This has changed the dichotomy of round number 4.
That is ridiculous, to say the least. Code Wordy now going to get some mats out of this huge situation for themselves. Tries to grab that chest, and going across the way. The storm is coming, and they got to get ahead of it momentarily. But going for that chest once again, not going to be able to grab that med kit, because look at their inventory. They got those small shields, big shields, and the dashes.
But they didn't grab the med kit. I don't understand. They're in the storm, but didn't grab the med kit.
I mean, you got to make choices. They would rather have those small shields to keep their shields topped off rather than have that med kit on standby. So hopefully they'll be able to find at least some more some more chug jugs or otherwise to get themselves going. But it feels like Zafu had all of them in the game in their own inventory. But we'll see what happens down the line. Kazu, also great inventory going down the line as well.
As Sir Duke just grabs another kill to bring us under 20 competitors on the map. 19 of the original 38 right now, as Kazu looking behind them, trying to figure out what's happening.
Oh!
Chino finding some love, and it's not that good kind of love.
Yeah, they got to look behind themselves, talking about people who need eyes in the back of their head. They're going to be taking 100 damage straight out, but has that passive healing on standby. Going to be popping that chug jug and heal themselves right back up and try to get themselves in a good spot.
They're not
But they got to do
there.
that transform bat momentarily. That's the only way to get out of this situation, but currently trying to not get boxed in. They land a beautiful shot, but Breda Beast already had the advantage, and they're going to be able to grab one.
And Breda Beast with their first kill today in round number 4. 18 competitors left. Breda Beast going to try to throw some of that shield on right now. Beckaroo could use the same as well. Everybody may be taking a second to themselves to heal themselves up before we get into these last couple battles. We are only into storm number 4 though.
Pops down that Sprite, and like you said, 18 players left in storm number 4. It's going to be a very slow going into that 5, 6, 7, but Beckaroo getting taken down by Zafu, finding their first of this round.
Yeah, right now, Code Wordy, with only 1 kill to their name, they're going to look for number 2 against Kazu. This is a big determining factor in how this match will end right now.
Oh, third-party shots, though. Code Wordy trying to panic, laying down as many walls as they can. They jump up, almost save themselves, but Unger's there to confirm that one inside the build battle. But where did the third party go? He got Kazu right below him. Let's see who's going to win this one. Kazu. Right now, they're just trying to break down these walls. Claimed. No way!
No.
They let themselves be known! They shot a shot with their shotgun. I don't even think they knew.
No, they didn't. That was just a hope and a dream right there.
That is crazy. As we got Unger now controlling the high ground, dropping it right back down to the side of this build. Right now, I do believe they're confirming most of this middle layer here, but going to opt to dash out instead. Super interesting move here, just saying, hey, I do not control that bottom layer of the build. I'd rather not deal with it, and let me just go to the next Storm potentially and get points that way, because surviving longer might just give you a better advantage than just trying to grab that potentially very bad situation for yourself.
Yeah, and Sir Duke didn't follow them up. I mean, they were on them, and they didn't follow it up. I wonder if they're going to reap the benefits of that or be a little bit sorry about it in the future.
That is your question, because that's the only thing we'll know once those scoreboards get put up.
Right.
Because right now, we don't know where these players are right now on that scoreboard, if they're going to be sorry about it or kicking themselves in the butt saying, hey, I should have gone into that fight. That would have put me in the money. That would have given me the opportunity to make maybe even an additional $20 during this tournament. But only time will tell on how these competitors are going to feel after this.
Unger right now has to be the person to be killed on this map. You can change the whole trajectory of this match right now if you take out Unger.
Yeah, you really can. But with 3 eliminations, they're already putting themselves in such a good spot. If they do get eliminated here, they'll still get a few more points, but their lead will be trimmed in a matter of seconds, especially with Baka still staying alive. We'll see what happens here. Tries to land those shots. Got that unstable shotgun on standby. Going up to the high ground once again. Talking about layers. Gonna be able to control this high ground. Get themselves nice and going. Got those edits unlocked. Look how fast.
Yes, it's
that
so
they're
fast,
doing it.
right? It's so fast. It's mind-blowing how good Baka is at the edits and the builds.
And being able to box in the other competitor. Look at that. Every single piece of this build is theirs, and they're going to be able to claim that elimination, putting themselves up to 5. And it just goes to show they've been through the ringer. They know exactly what they need to do, especially in this season.
Right now, Baka with 5 kills with only 15 competitors left on the board. We're checking in on Duke right now. They are the game of the year, but only 2 kills right now. Will they be able to get it done? Not exactly sure. Now they're making a move. We got to get to the top of the mountain.
And get into the circle of safety to get away from the Sea Bears right outside of it, which could potentially be a very bad situation. Kazu currently seeing this other competitor going to try and take some shots. Misses the first ones. But interesting move here to back themselves in a corner in this garage. Runs right up to Kazu and says, hey, here's another point for you. Work your way up the leaderboard. Beta goes down.
Yeah, and just like their name, Beta, not the Alpha. They have gone down as we check in on Cruz. Drews?
Drews? Crews?
Drews?
Or
Crews? Blues Clues. I'm not exactly sure, but
yeah,
they
I'm
have
not gonna
0
be able to solve
kills.
that mystery at all.
They got 0 kills right now.
Baka going to try and make it 6, working their way up these layers. So fast on the edits, so good at them. Gonna be now going down, trying to see what they can grab here. Unfortunately, still not able to confirm it just yet, but Kazu doing a great job, at least staying alive for the time being.
Yeah, I was talking to Bray earlier, and he said that his grandma gets a headache from watching him play this game.
Oh, I can imagine.
I can understand. It's so fast right now.
Especially when you get into these 1v1 build battles. When you get into these tight corners, you're seeing all these walls being put up. You have no clue what's happening. You have no clue what's going on. You don't even know what they're trying to accomplish here. But all you got to realize is that they're trying to put them into a box and really get those shots off. But honestly, even with how fast the mouse speed is, the sensitivity, all of that, turning these corners, making sure that they're going to be able to pull out these shots. But Peekaboo right now, they got to prioritize on healing themselves up. They've got no match, no opportunities. They're going to try and drop down, put down these walls, and really what they need to do is put down a med kit and try to heal themselves back up. Here they go for it. And gonna actually not worry about a thing, not seeing the other competitor who they were just fighting with.
Apparently, no cares in the world right now. Peekaboo getting it done. They're going to need to use both of those other health kits when they get there, but they also have a big chug jug as well.
Yeah, that's going to be very necessary, especially once you're taking that 2-tick damage,
Yeah.
Logan. It does stack up like you're already seeing, almost at half health. Let's see. Does not grab another med kit, which is probably something they were probably hoping for.
I would assume so. Right now, we've got Zafu just creeping, lurking, doing their thing.
Hey, you don't want footsteps to be heard.
No,
you got to press
do
that
not.
crouch and start lurking your way around these corners.
Yeah, and if you've never seen this game before, if you are in a crouched position, your opponents will not be able to see your footsteps.
Or hear you, so you got a little bit of an advantage there, especially when you're trying to get around these corners and you're hearing a build battle happen. You're saying, I do not want to be caught up in that. Thank you very much. Chapo here, though, going to be using their last dash, which...
I don't know if that was necessary right
No,
there.
it was not. That's what I'm saying. When you need that dash, you got to be able to hope that it's there. Throws down some shield bubbles and says,
Kobe!
distraction! 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 We got this arena count 20, taking a little bit of damage from the side. Wow. This is an awkward situation to be in. A triple layered top Wappa, as we've got a fourth party coming out from Unger right across the way, but this whole build has 3 competitors in it, and this arena account's taking some damage. Make it a 5th party right down the way. What is gonna happen here?
That was the Airbnb from hell right there is what that was, okay?
True. You're gonna get fined real hefty there with once they're done in this whole entire build section. That R&B is gonna be trash. You better be having your paycheck out for it, but now Baka going to be seen across the way. But Kazu not taking any shots just yet. Opts to reload and sees them go into the transform bat, but that is not their problem.
No, not their problem at all. Baka with 5 kills right now, trying to make everyone their problem. 13 players left on the field, and Baka is hunted for kills.
And they're going to be able to shred across those shields and their health kits. It is actually ridiculous on how much damage that Mythic Spire does. And that's what I was talking about before on why it's so important to take down these bosses, because it puts you in such a great spot. Baka going to be able to just one-shot him after laying out damage from that Spire.
That was a one-shot to the face, neck, chest, and breast area right there. They got it done. And that is the difference between some of these weapons.
It really, really is. And you're going to be seeing these longs just getting absolutely shredded, as we're going to be seeing Cruz get eliminated there. Zafu going to just follow right behind him and said, you know what, Baka, you don't need the rewards from this elimination. Thank you very much. I'm just going to grab those and leave, as Levi putting us to the top 10 situation in round number 4.
Yeah, top 10 out of 38. We're getting down to that nitty-grit. Only one more round after this, so it's time to compete. Show off, show out, show the rest of these competitors what you have, because Baka right now looking to be in a good position. However, Unger is still alive.
Unger is still alive, but and Baka being in that 6th place spot, they are really looking for this victory royale, because if they don't go into this final round, they might have to count themselves out for the count, but that's why they're being so much more aggressive. Already at 7 in this round with 10 players left is ridiculous.
Baka has been playing with pure offensive awesomeness. From the very start. They've put themselves in the mix. They've been able to get some wins and keep those kill ratios up high as they garner another kill, up to 8 right now.
Just non-stop pedal to the metal type action. We also saw in the bottom right corner, Breda Beast is going to have to use some heals and some shields to get themselves right back up, especially going into this 8th to 9th storm. It is really going to come down to it, because a lot of these competitors are at half health. They do not have the resources to get themselves through these next few storms. But right now, like you're seeing right here, Kazu versus Temla, but Kazu lands their shot, going to take them out for the count. Going to try and tarp in, uses that transform bat across the way, and look at where the circle is at right now. So much distance to be crossed, along with all of these competitors just circling right on the back of said storm.
Yeah, Baka 8 kills right now. Breda Beast with 1. They're in trouble right now. They're getting the worst of it. Are they going to be able to make the edits to have it happen? No, it doesn't look like it will. They got a little bit of shield on, but will it be enough? I don't think so. Breda Beast may go down right here.
Just spamming those walls, looking around, 360ing it, trying to give themselves as much defense as possible, as they're going to have to pop this Chug Chug. But guess who? They're not going to let you do that just yet, especially in a situation like this. But uses the transform back, goes to another person's build. Just realize, though, that you got to 1-by-1 it. Beautiful work there to give yourselves at least a little bit of build control so that you have some edits, but they're going to get burst right back into it. Breda Beast at least gets some heals off, but finds the rewards they were looking for. Goes right next door and says, why would you leave this in your hotel room? I'll take it though.
Yeah, it's like finding a watch. It's yours now. You know, you just take
wouldn't turn it in, Logan.
No.
How dare you?
When I go to your hotel room, I take your watch and it's mine now.
Good thing I don't wear watches. So I don't know who's you're stealing, Logan. I'm reporting you.
That was a reference to a Review Journal article that came out this week about how if you leave your watches in your hotel room,
Yeah.
you might be doing yourself a disservice. But not here at the Luxor, because we don't do it.
Baka is going to do what they do best, fly up to the sky and start working their way up this verticality movement. We got Duke here, not able to get themselves popped up to full shields because they only got those minis, and that's why they're so important. You can have 6 of those rather than the 3 big shields. Breda B is going to jump their way down and grabs those 2 Jugs on their way down. Remember, that was what they got, that's what they found in that corner, but Levi jumping around to the side, but finally Sir Duke is going down. Baka's going to be able to put themselves right up to 9 eliminations. We've got 5 players left. Let's see what's going to happen.
Baka right now looking for those double figures. Do they get the triple-double, baby? It's a good day, and they've been using their AK. Let's see if they can continue this to the finish. This is Baka's opportunity to make their way right now. They need to finish this out.
And Kazu flying their way up with 6 eliminations. They have really showed up here today as well. They've got to get that Chug. Pop.
Oh, wow, they popped it.
There we go, and get themselves back healed up because they also have a huge opportunity here. If they get this victory royale, they're going to be skyrocketing up the leaderboard with those 6 eliminations as well. But we're going to be seeing Zafu taking down Breda Beast. It's going to bring us to a top 4 situation. Kazu going to have to throw down that floor and get themselves secured up in this 1-by-1. Sees a little bit of footsteps trying to stay alive. Kazu drop it down. Not going to be able to survive. Top 3 situation. It's going to be Unger, Baka, and who else is in this circle right here, right now?
Zafu.
Jumping down from the sky, Logan.
Yeah, right now, Unger only 5 kills. Looking a little worse for the wear right now. Baka on top of the situation.
Unger's going to be able to grab that one onto Zafu, though. Huge play there. We got Baka going to be able to go into this corner, dropping right back up, trying to confirm as much as they can. Using these layers, pops this Chug, going to top themselves off into that 100% mark. Unger also has the opportunity to pop themselves back up to 100%, so it's going to be a 1v1. But once again, Baka on the high ground. Might as well call him Obi-Wan Kenobi because he's teaching these kids on what you got to do, and no one's contesting it so far. Let's see what Unger can do, though. Will they be able to change the story of what this has been so far? So right here, we're trying to jump shot it right around these corners, trying to stay alive. They're doing their best to try at least put out some sort of damage, but you're seeing Baka and their utility. They're going to lose all of their shields, but so does Unger. Try to stay into the safety circle, but it doesn't even matter. Right off the side of the build, it's Baka. 10 eliminations, victory royale. That's going to skyrocket him up the leaderboard.
Baka with 10 kills and a win over Unger. And that's exactly what Baka needed to do to catapult themselves into that top position. I can't wait to see where the scores land.
Yeah, that's going to be absolutely insane to see how that's going to change it all up. That's going to be 35 points right for Unger. Let's see what's going to happen in this next match because I'm really just curious on how this scoreboard is going to be mapped out because that is 35 points, Logan. 35 points for Baka in 1 round. How is that going to change it all up?
Oh, it's going to change it up dramatically. They were lost into, what, 4th place?
6th place.
6th place at that point. I'm going to call it a tie at first. I don't do math, so don't ask me, but...
You're not even waiting. You're not even wearing a tie. How would you know what a tie is, Logan?
Tie me up with your ties, Ty, and we'll check those scores out when we come back in just a bit. Don't go anywhere or call yourself square.
I think Unger, I have no clue how many kills he actually had.
gotta stay inside the guidelines. I know I'm the bad guy, I don't gotta ask why. If you try step to me, it'll be the last time. I got dirt on my name, 6 feet in the ground. I got people in my past try bringing me down. Say I'm losing my mind, I don't wanna be found. Grew up in the shadow, but I know they watching me now.
Paranoid, undergoing movie silent. Pull up on it, I got trauma right behind me. Bite the bullet, slipping down the silver lining. I'm gonna show you how to crush a pony. Every time you pull up, they hoping that you fall hard. They praying for the death of a rock star. Everybody hate
Welcome back to Friday Frags. We are currently getting ready for the final round of the night. We are currently getting those scores tallied up, and we're going to be showing you those momentarily. I'm Ryan by Pidgey. This is Logan, and we are seeing some of the most chaotic, fast-paced, and crazy Fortnite action that we honestly, it's really been an honor to just watch in general, because it's just been that crazy.
I've actually learned some things tonight. And if you can't teach an old dog new tricks, guess what, kids? That's a fallacy, because I have actually learned from watching. I love coming here on Fridays for Fortnite, because I do love Fortnite so very much. It's a fun game. Also, it's one of those games where, guess what? The Battle Royal wasn't what it was supposed. This wasn't supposed to be the game that we're playing.
That's what I'm
this was a placeholder. This was literally a placeholder for the game. And guess what? It has become one of the biggest and best games on the planet. And forget Fortnite, it's also created this Battle Royal arena that we've seen a lot of other games archetype.
100%. And talking about the biggest and baddest, we're going to be seeing who is on top of the leaderboard after a 35-point game from Baka. Where did that place him?
Oh!
In fourth, as Unger still leading the pack, baby. Going to be in such a good spot right here, right now. 15 points ahead from Zafu in second place. Kazu in third with 89. Baka in fourth with 85. Kiru in fifth with 70. Time with Levi Bear right there. Bray in seventh with 65. Duke in eighth. Codewordy in ninth. And Poncho in 10th place. This is crazy because look at that 10th to 11th 9-point difference. We might be seeing almost the confirmed standings basically, other than second through fourth place.
Yeah, well, if you're Baka or after Baka, you don't have a chance right now.
No.
Baka still has a chance. There is a chance. There's a hope and a dream that Baka can get there out of fourth place. But from fourth up to first, that's our... unless you can change the world and the standings today, you don't have a chance. Sorry, I hate to break it to you.
Well, don't break it to him like that.
Should I
Piece
have
it
been
back
nicer?
together for him.
Do you need me to hold their hand?
Potentially.
Nah, I don't think so. I'm 47. I'm not holding anybody's hand right now.
Oh, that's unfortunate because it is the truth, though. It's coming down to the final round of the day.
Ooh,
and even
Amon Green, by the way, in 34th place with only 23 points. My good friend, hopefully he can make his way up that ladder.
Especially on the final
Yeah,
round
I know.
of the day.
Let's go. It's the final round. It's time to get down. It is the HyperX Arena Friday night Fortnite Frags.
And we're here to bring it all to you in this final moments, in these final few drops from these competitors. We're going to be seeing Baka and Codewordy together. Let's see what's going to happen.
Yo, what if one of them takes each other out right now? That will do some damage and change the trajectory of this.
Oh!
Already getting shot. Baka has to find some health.
Codewordy finds himself, but we're going to be seeing him go around this side. Oh, and no, Amon Green.
What happened?
I don't know.
Did I just see that happen?
No.
Oh,
no. Oh, a heartbreaking situation, but we'll get them on the mics and seeing what happened.
We'll find out.
And as well as if you want to hear from them again, we're going to be having Saturday Night Speedway tomorrow, some Mario Kart 8 Deluxe action.
And then on Sunday,
we're going to have Marvel Rivals.
Yes.
So if you want to join us, you can sign up as a solo, duo, or trio, and we're going to mix and match you into different trio teams. So Marvel Rivals is actually a very, very fun game. If you haven't already checked it out, you're doing yourself a disservice.
And after Marvel Rivals, we will have Amon Green in the house for Versus. Your chance to play against him in Madden or one of the other great sporting games that we have here at the HyperX Arena. It's all going to go down this weekend. Make sure that you are part of the pulse of the community by being part of our Discord as we check out the game of the year. It's Duke.
Gonna be waving goodbye potentially. If they're not playing their cards right, Baka and these Slurp Juices gonna be able to get themselves topped off. Almost saw their whole match go bye-bye.
Yeah.
At the very beginning of this match, almost got themselves eliminated in the sky, and we're seeing that B. Logan, we can be bees. Logan, we can be bees.
Can you be cool, brother? Like Baka
Logan,
right
we can
now?
be bees, Logan.
All right, well, here's the deal. Baka and Cold Wording about to get into it. They have found themselves. It's going to be a 1v1 to the death. This could be the difference between winners and losers today.
It really can be someone who's going to make a lot more money than another person as they're going to take their time, heal themselves right back up, pops that big shield, opens up that window, going to try and shoot out this floor. Baka puts up that cone, going to be able to give themselves a little bit more time and defense. Pop that big shield, Code Wording going around the corner. Let's see what Baka can do in this moment. Going to try and open up this rooftop and put down some raining of shotgun bullets. Only great weapons though, so we'll see what happens. Code Wording right down there. We're going to be seeing what Baka can do, trying to break down these walls, control them, and so that they have the control of the edits. Pops that chest and going to be able to go off to this rooftop. Code Wording not going to press the attack, just going to say, hey, if they drop down onto me, I'll be ready for it.
Yeah, I'm not sure Baka noticed, but there was a gold weapon to their right that they chose not to pick up. That might be to their detriment right now, as Code Wording still staying alive underneath, doing a little bit of their best John Travolta.
Staying in the darkness. Talked about it, superheroes looking like Batman, trying to use that darkness to their advantage. And then on the left side, we're going to have Xmas Vaughn. Still not in the Xmas loadout. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know either.
I think that's been
right?
the demise of their entire thing.
Yeah, I would
Fighting
definitely
against their
blame
own
it on the
name.
skin, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Blame it on the skin.
Code Wording on the right side, still playing it extremely safe. Both of these juggernauts are trying to make more money for themselves. Xmas Vaughn is going to be able to win their build battle. Puffy Wesley is also going to find one for their eliminations. We got Code Wording right below. We're going to be seeing what Baka can do, though. Opens up that door of opportunity. Will they be able to use it or close it, as they're just trying to control as much of this building as they can. So you're seeing mixing up those edits, trying to make sure that they're catching them off guard as best as they can if they do make the advance.
Yeah, and if you want to be here and play under the lights on this big stage with some of your favorite competitors, Amon Green is always in the house. We've got Blasphemous here. We've got Misley in the house, and some of the greatest Fortnite competitors that you have ever seen. As Code Wording is getting down, I can't believe they're still alive right now.
They are honestly looking extremely low. They've got the boss right to their back, so they got to be a little bit careful. With only 54 HP, they might find their round ended here, as we got Chapo dropping all the way down. Papa trying to hide themselves in that bush, and actually works out for themselves because that build kind of has a four-directional way. Gonna be able to confuse where they went. Chapo not gonna be able to find their way. Gonna have to just lay down some walls and keep themselves safe.
Trying to keep it safe right now. Chapo Guzman garnering that top position right now. Baka being able to use a little bit of that health to get themselves back into a better position. Right now, Baka has to be the one to beat. Chapo Guzman doing a little bit of that edit. Finds Papa below. They're knocking on the door. They're waving their 4-4 that says, Papa, don't hit me no more. Will it happen? Oh,
Nice
Papa
headshot right
is
there.
down. Amon Green is in the house,
Chapo.
my friend.
What's his name? Chapo?
Chapo Guzman.
Nice headshot right
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Finish. Oh.
And Chino is done.
taken out by Braid the Beast. Coming at you.
All right, so Bray the Beast wished me a happy birthday earlier. I want to say thank you to you as being one of the first people to wish me a happy birthday, by the way. I appreciate that, my friend.
Yeah, but next time you gotta give me an invite.
All right. My
That
bad.
barbecue, man.
I know. I didn't want to press you, bro. I figured you would ask.
I had nothing to do yesterday at all.
You know what? That's my bad, man. I'll buy dinner.
Yeah.
All right, right now, Cruz is getting a little bit of that health on, doing their thing. Now, what did you learn tonight?
I mean, really, what stuff I already knew about the game. You know, you just gotta get down, loot up, and get your supplies up to build. I just gotta get better at building. That's the one thing I gotta work on.
Yeah,
Gotta download the game.
it's not easy.
I have it on my PC. I don't have it on my Xbox to bring with me on the road, so I'm gonna have to probably download it like get time on the road. I'm traveling a lot these days.
Got to break out that Switch.
So yeah, the Switch, I tried it on. It was different. It was really good, but accuracy was kind of off. So I like it on PC and or Xbox and PlayStation.
Yeah,
So, definitely get it where I could get more reps.
We're older. We like consoles. I mean, that's just the way it is.
Yes.
You know, we grew up on consoles. That's how it was. What was your first gaming console?
It was back like ColecoVision. It was back on.
Yeah,
and,
Atari
Donkey
and
Kong.
stuff. Oh, man.
Yep.
Donkey Kong. See, Pidgey, our good friend, he is a huge fan of Donkey Kong. How do you feel about the new look of Donkey Kong?
Oh, and the kart, Mario Kart,
Yeah.
looks good. And they got his game coming out real soon.
He's got his own game coming out.
like,
Fire
sweet.
Kitty getting it done, or getting it killed right there from Baka.
Baka from the backside. And that last, for me, the last round, I didn't even see the person. I think they were behind me. I was like, oh, man. So, yeah, when you get that flank position, it's a good position for any player because obviously you can take the time. I haven't seen that. Who is that? I thought Beast is that on the map.
Well, that's one of the bosses right now. Baka trying to get that good kill, get some of that good ground loot from it. But Baka's sitting up top right now, looking down condescendingly at everyone else, and they're getting it done.
Yeah, when you get that high ground, then you have a big advantage. You
It's
take your
huge,
time.
right?
And then when you're building, when you're a great builder, like a lot of these players are here today, then it makes it a lot easier to hide and heal at the same time.
How hard was it to be able to hide from some of these competitors, as we're just going to allow Victor to get shot in the face, neck, chest, and breast area?
Yeah,
And that was AFK if I've ever seen any.
Right, it wasn't even trying to fight. No, it was tough, you know. A lot of these players, they've been, since day one that Fortnite came out, they've been building. And so, got to catch up to them. That's about it.
That is. Now, you play a lot of games. What is your favorite game to play?
A little bit of, I mean, I play from a sports game standpoint, probably Madden and college football. I was thinking a couple 2K every now and then. And want to get on some FC and some NHL, but then for shooters, Halo, Call of Duty, so a little bit of Warzone, and then I can't wait to play Marvel Rivals. I've been playing that since it came out. Got Loki, my main there, and a little bit of messing around with Wolverine.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I try. I think I haven't went through everybody or something, but try out some characters on, was that Sunday when we
Yeah,
played?
Sunday we're going to
yeah.
be playing Rivals, and
For sure.
people will be able to come down here and play against you in person right here under the lights on the big stage. That's got to be fun for you and also for competitors as well.
Man, I say right now, to be honest, I'm living the dream, be able to come out to Vegas and compete in something different than what I grew up doing, you know, playing football, baseball, basketball, you know, physically. But now I could come down here and play video games and stuff. I used to couch co-op with my friends in the neighborhood or online with my friends when I stream on my Twitch channel on Green TV. So it's just, it can't even get better than this. It's
No,
just awesome, good time.
Yeah, video games are a lot of fun, and I know they're near and dear to your heart. What is it like managing the future esports stars over at Nebraska, being the esports coach?
Well, correction there, I have. Now I'm not anymore. So
Oh, you're not?
that's why I've been here a lot. So I've been
Oh, okay.
traveling, I'm working, but also consulting with Nebraska. Still work with them from a distance. Did actually a fundraiser for them a few weeks ago. The first Nebraska Esports golf event fundraiser. Was able to raise a good amount of money for them. You know, so I'm gonna make sure get everything, all packaged up and sent to them, and they'll see the check and see what they was able to fundraise, because they're still, student-run program, still kind of new, but to have a few bucks in the bank account where they can travel and get new equipment, stuff like that for the team is something that I'm still helping out, supporting. But I get to mentor, I get to support, and I get to train from traditional sports athletes to esports athletes as well. I did a summer camp in my hometown, Nebraska, and it was a Quest Forward High School where we took Fortnite, Smash Brothers, and Mario Kart Deluxe 8 on the first Switch, and did some training, some coaching, doing some different type of training on it in terms of module training. Had blind Mario Kart and blind Smash Brother fighting, which was interesting. So you had the two players, you had one player facing away from the screen, the other player reading the screen that just have to describe everything to the other player, trying to figure it out. So it was some good stuff that some outside of the box thinking on how to get better at playing a certain game, like Mario Kart and Super Smash Brothers.
Well, speaking of Mario Kart, tomorrow night you will be here with us. Saturday Night Speedway, you're going to be here all weekend long. We've got a great weekend of events right here at the HyperX Arena. If you want to play against one of the greats in all of athletics, he's right here.
Yep.
His name's Amon Green, and you can play against him. Thank you so much for your time today. I can't wait to spend some more time with you this weekend, brother.
Yeah, we got Mario Kart tomorrow. We got Rivals and a little bit of, I think, Madden or college football on Sunday. It doesn't get any better than that for myself. and for everybody coming in to hang out, hey, let's have some fun.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yo, everybody, Amon Green is in the house. You can be too. We'll see you tomorrow night with Saturday Night Speedway. Let's get Pidgey back in here and let you get locked back in. I'm buying
All right,
dinner,
Logan.
my friend.
Sounds good.
No, I'm not. I'm not doing that.
Hey. Don't tell me that. Yeah, don't tell me that, then back up. That's crazy.
Amon Green, one of the nicest people I've ever met. Forget about being a great football player. He is a great human being and a great gamer and a great person for you to be able to look behind and understand, hey, it takes a lot of effort to get to where you need to be. And he has put the time in on multiple different levels, whether it be sports or esports. It's all the same. It takes that mental fortitude. And Amon Green is one of those people who I look up to and always think to myself, I can turn the page when time is down and I can get to the other side of it. Amon has shown me that, and it's great to have him in the house doing this thing. Pidgey, it's good to have you back.
Hey, thank you. I know I don't look as good as Amon Green.
No,
Don't get me
you're not
wrong.
as pretty as he is,
Don't
that's
get
for
me
sure.
wrong. And truly a great personality here.
Yeah.
Got to shout out HyperX Arena, being
Yes.
able to incorporate them, especially in the Alumni Media Network.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing so much with that and trying to get it all launched off, and Amon Green really leading the pack. And how can you say that you're going to be able to play Fortnite with a future NFL Hall of Famer? While I'd say that is one of the coolest things that I can even talk about, in my opinion. So it's really fun. Just have them incorporated into this match as we get up to that top 14 of this final round.
Top 14 of this round. Peekaboo trying to play a little bit of hide and go seek right now. And I don't know if that's going to work out for him because somebody knows where they are already.
Gonna take a little bit of a shot to the side and the shot to
over.
the face. Bray the Beast here, trying to make sure that they've got their spot on lock. Gonna be able to pop those big shields, and they've got 6 of them, so they are not in a bad spot at all. Got a legendary Spire as well, so they are looking really good. And Levi, just saying, hey, you know what? Bush camping, that's the way to do it.
You know what? We had a competitor last week garner 13th place by just hiding out in bushes. I'm not going to say that that's the way to do it because it's very 70s of you, but you know what? Got you to 13th place.
Zafu going to be jumping up. Also got those 2 on lock, got those 2 big shields, got a little bit of a Sprite, gonna be slurp that up real fast, as you know.
Don't ever do that again.
What is a Sprite?
Yeah, fair enough. All right, Tiki Wit.
Gonna be actually in a really good spot as well. Got that small shield, med kit, big shield, along with a legendary Spire and a Sentinel shotgun. So they are looking really good. Going up into that A grade category. We already broke it down for you on what those superhero rankings do. They give you additional boons, which are just passives to yourself. So you can get additional shield healing passively, along with a few other things. If you're able to get your superhero ranking up that high. Chapo at a B grade, so they're not gonna have as many passives as we just saw, but they are currently with that Gray Sentinel, and then Xmas Vaughn is also in the Christmas spirit saying, oh, and so is Copy. Okay,
Everybody's in a bush
chilling
right now. And you know what? If Xmas had the Xmas tree on, they'd be a little bit better camouflaged.
I think so. I think they're doing themselves a disservice for not having that on lock, because if they're going for the camp bush strat, put yourself in the Christmas outfit.
Everybody's in making s'mores right now.
They really are. They're
really
saying,
are.
hey, I don't got to do anything. Look how big the circle is. There's only 13 players left. Let me just chill in here for a second.
No, they think we get paid by the hour.
Unfortunately, we don't. It's Walker going to be getting shot from across the way. Drops that medallion to refresh that shield healing. As you're seeing, it just skyrockets you up to that 50-point passively healing. If you drop it, it refreshes it so that you're able to pick it up and get yourself right back up to top-notch health and shields. They're going to be able to jump across the way. They really wanted Core's medallion as well, but it's looking like someone already beat him to the punch. Let's see what Sir Duke can do here. Going to be flying their way up to the Sky Islands as well, but not going to really find anyone else potentially, but they're still waiting for their time to just potentially catch someone off guard.
Yeah, we're down to our last 13 competitors out of our initial 37 on this last map. Baka with 3 kills right now, going to get their bat on and get out of the way today.
Ooh, Copy got the invisibility medallion. We're talking about who grabbed Core's medallion. It is Copy, and Baka wants it. They are chasing them down at this point. So Copy got to get locked in and do what they can. Loses the tree for that protection, but the invisibility makes it so much harder to track to where they're going. But Baka also has the transform bat on standby. They're working their way up the top of the mountain. Uses one of their dashes and their last dash at that. But the third party's coming out. Keru's going to be able to full damage!
That's huge!
Went in for the third party and eliminated themselves off the mountain. What?
They're going to be thinking about that when they put their head on the pillow tonight. I'll tell you that much. I'll tell you that much.
That's crazy. What? You saw them fly in. I thought Copy got the elimination, but no, they took themselves out. Wow.
That's sad.
That is sad.
I feel bad for him.
Wow.
No one likes to see that.
No, you don't want to be a part of that when
No.
you catch Copy off guard. They're running from Baka, and then Keru goes, peekaboo, and then
Just die.
Copy finally goes down. Baka chased them down for centuries, even hundreds of thousands of years, but finally grabbed in. They're going to be able to reap the rewards, the Chug Jug, the medallion, maybe even a golden Deadeye if they want it, but they might just keep that Spire rifle on standby. So that was a chase down of the century. What a goofy ending for Keru's run here tonight.
Yeah, no, that was not the way they wanted to see it happen. Zafu right now taking their time.
I don't see a watch on him, Logan.
No, I don't.
Taking their time.
Well, you know, I'm watching them watch.
Oh, that's a good way to take their time.
Now, I don't think, by the way, that they picked up that gold weapon.
I don't think so either. The Spire's just better, in my opinion. The scope's nice, don't get me wrong, but the Spire is already... It is a laser, so you don't really have to do much work in terms of recoil management or anything else. The scope doesn't really do much for the Deadeye. Like you're seeing with a lot of competitors, they're relying on that Spire to also shred down walls, to have that high capacity magazine so that you can just keep shredding their materials and their map management. But Techie right now just in a really vulnerable spot, really playing with fire right now, not putting out any. There we go. Finally going to put down a 1-by-1 to keep themselves a little bit safe.
They were living in no man's land out
there. Yeah, they really were.
For real. I'm glad that they were able to put up a little bit of a mainstay for themselves as we check in on Xmas Vaughn, who's just happy with their 4 kills and sitting in a bush.
Yeah.
Just chilling.
Hey, that's been the name of the game for this round. Sit in a bush and win. I do not want to be part of that game, though. I'm trying to get into the fray of it all and get down with the action to try and get as many eliminations as you can get. This is the final round of the night.
It's the final round of the night. Baka has been pressing everyone, and they have been getting those kills. Chapo Guzman right now with only 1 kill to their name with 11 people left on the map. We're almost down to the top 10. You've got to grab yourself a couple kills if you want to stay in this mix. And
unless some way, somehow, we're going to be seeing Baka grab another 10 eliminations, which they're looking for it as Xmas Vaughn is going to get taken down. Baka's at 5 eliminations. Potentially, if they do pop off enough, they can take over Unger's spot. It's going to be a really tough situation to say because I don't know how many eliminations Unger is at right now, but I really think that Unger might just have it in the bag in general. So what does it all come down to get more money, to grab that second place spot from those other competitors, as Baka trying to lay down some fire from across the way. Levi putting up some planks, trying to keep themselves safe. There goes some brick walls as Unger also trying to take some shots at Baka.
Baka not scared, by the way. They do not run too much. They know what they have in front of them, and they're going to press that. They're going to push it real good like salt and pepper. And another kill. Baka now has 6.
Oh, boy. I could see that they're going to be able to take over that second place spot pretty easily, especially if they win this whole entire round. They might find themselves on such a good spot. Granted, we're used to them being on top of the leaderboard, but Unger's just done such a great job this week. They have laid down the law and said, hey, I've earned this lead, and no one's going to be able to take it away from me just yet.
Yeah, right now, Baka trying to find a better ground, but they're on the ground floor. And where Baka has been successful is being up higher than everyone else. I want to see them get to that point again.
Yes, and that's really the situation you will put yourself into once we get down to that 9-10 storm.
Yes.
Once you get up into that point, you're going to be finding a lot of these competitors going for that high ground. Once this circle starts to steady out a little bit more, but Levi taking a ton of damages, they're going to have to just dash their way across. Braid of Beast goes down to Kazu.
Yeah, I don't know if Levi's going to be able to get away.
Let's see, Chug Jug going to be popped out here. That storm damage, it does not mess around. They're gonna have to put down that metal. That's going to be them trying to tarp their way through, give themselves a little bit of security one by one with the cone, gives themselves a little bit of a pathway to go back and forth. Baka looking extremely low, going to take a little bit of damage from the side, pops the small shields. They're gonna be on life support. They could find their round ended right here, right now, if they do not play it a little bit safer than they already are. We're currently seeing all these other competitors up in that top health. We got Unger on the right side. We got Duke, Levi, Zafu, Teki, Kazu. All of these competitors are currently just trying to scrape on by and work their way up the leaderboard to make some more money. This is the final round. Lay it all on the floor here.
Yeah, we're down to 8 competitors. Mark
7.
Edwards down to 7 competitors now. Baka up where they should be, higher than everybody else, looking down condescendingly, like I like to say, and they are getting it done right now. Levi still alive with a hope and a dream. They were able to give themselves some health, but that health is being eaten away by Baka right now.
Yeah, it really is. Baka going on the advantage, has that invisibility medallion, which gives you additional movement speed as well. Going to be able to drop down to the side, confirm that edit. So they're going to have a little bit of an advantage, especially going onto these layers. They're going to control the top layer, try to box them in, especially if they try to jump up. Baka's going to control it, and here we go. We've got the Sky Island Bed War situation. They're going to be able to control the skies for the time being. Levi try to go in that direction, but has to work their way down after getting some shots received. They're going to be able to put up that cone, but they're going to need more than that to hide themselves from Baka.
And that's 7 kills for Baka. They keep pressing it, and they keep getting kills. They are trying to get that first place finish. Will it be enough? I'm not sure if the points are on the board.
Baka gonna pop that Chug Jug, got 2 of them, so they can just continue to press the offensive attack and keep it going because they've got so many heals on standby, jumping across the way, gonna take over that entire high ground right here, right now. No other competitors going for that staircase build just yet, but Unger hiding underneath all the chaos.
Unger is underneath right now. Chapo is underneath, and Chapo goes down.
6 feet underneath Logan as they get eliminated. Baka gonna bring themselves up to 8 eliminations, going to be able to take it all over. S plus ranking just means more passive healing and all the boons at their disposal. Baka in the best spot possible. Sir Duke at an A rating, gotta have to lay down that ceiling. Is there gonna be a yawn? Zafu gonna be able to grab that one. Kazu at 3. We're gonna see them at the top right corner, and Baka controlling the skies once again.
Baka doing exactly what has been great for them this entire day. Just being above everyone else and getting those kills. They've got it locked. All they have to do is stay up here.
They really do. They are in such a great spot, and especially you're seeing the mountain gives them such a better perception on what's going on below them, especially when you're going off the side of this whole entire area. Build yourself a walkway, make it all happen. Baka puts themselves up to 9. 3 players left as Zafu also goes down. We're going to be seeing Unger popping that med kit going off the side here, going to be able to keep themselves kind of in a sneaky spot. We got the Catwoman skin on, so they are playing it just like she would. But the storm damage is coming out. It's doing so much damage. Slides down the cross, but they're out for the count. Baka at 10. Will they make it 11? Kazu is currently on the below ground on the bottommost layer. Let's see what Baka can do here. Kazu also at 100 HP, jumping around the sides, trying to confirm as much as they can. They have still 200 mats of logs to go through and box themselves in. Puts down the floor, stops their descent as they're going to be seeing Kazu going around the side here. Baka once again controlling the high ground. Has that invisibility medallion, which makes it so much more difficult for Kazu to track them around this whole entire 1v1 build battle. This is the final one of the night for Friday Frags, and it is still coming down to it. That circle, that storm is shrinking by the second.
Yes, it is almost done. It's 1v1 back against Kazu, and only time will tell who will be victorious. Back again, the worst of it. Kazu has a good job, and Kazu
able to outmaneuver, outmove, and take the final Victory Royale crown without even getting shot. Perfect victory. Beautiful work by Kazu.
Wow, that was absolutely intense. Great job, Kazu. Great job, Baka. Great job to each and every single one of the competitors tonight. Yeah, give me a little bit of that.
Yeah, the little default dance a little bit.
Yeah, we had a little bit of that default dance in our headphones.
in our ears a
It was
little
good.
bit.
You can't hear it, but we can.
But that was an insane finale.
Yeah.
It really came down to, hey, who had the better movement, who was going to catch each other off guard. I really thought that Baka was going to have the advantage with that medallion, going invisible, jumping around every which way. But no, Kazu stayed calm, stayed comfortable, brought it into their own domain, and just peeked around the corner, landed those shots, and that wrapped it up. Beautiful work by Kazu to grab that crown and put a bow on it and be able to work their way up the leaderboard, especially with that 4 eliminations. It's going to be 29 points. That is going to be a nice cherry on top.
A little bit of that whipped cream with a cherry on top. We like that. I mean, I had a birthday Sunday yesterday, and it was tasty, but not as tasty as these competitors have tasted tonight. I said taste way too many times.
We got that sweet, sweet victory, yeah. For who it is, Unger. Gotta be able to bring it to 133 points in first place, dominating the pack. But what we're seeing here is a crazy situation. We're going to have Baka. They're in second place, tying with Kazu. 118 apiece against all odds. They were down to 82 points in the previous round, but brought it back in that final 2 rounds. What work have they done? And then Kazu being able to win that round. If they didn't, they would have dropped down to 4th place. Actually, they would have confirmed 3rd place there. If they didn't win that round, it would have been 2 extra less points. So being able to grab that victory royale put them in the tiebreaker there for 2nd place. Zafu in 4th with 115, and then the drop off to Levi Bear in 5th place with 84 points. Bray in 6th, Kiru in 7th, Duke in 8th, Poncho in 9th, and Code Wordy barely scraping by here today, 10th place against Xmas Vaughn with 58 points.
I wonder if X-Mix Vaughn is a little bit saddened by the fact that they sat in the bush for way too long. They could have gotten themselves in the mix, but they fell to the wayside.
That is not where you want to go, not to the wayside. No, you want to go up the leaderboard as best as you can. But remember, we are going to have more of these tournaments every single week. So if you didn't do good this week, you can do good next week, and the week after that, and after that, and after that, and you'll be able to bring it all back, grab that top 10, and win some money here at the HyperX Arena. We are going to be having another tournament next week, and so you want to be involved tomorrow. We're going to have Speedway, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. We'll eventually get over to Mario Kart World. We're getting there. And then on Sunday, Marvel Rivals, sign up as a solo, duo, or trio, and be here and compete with us. It's a very fun event.
Forget about competing with us. Compete against Amon Green all weekend
Do that
long,
as well.
right here in the house, under the lights, on the big stage.
I want to play Madden against them.
Yeah, of course you do. You'll lose, but you
Oh,
wouldn't wanna
100%.
play.
But I love some Madden, especially against a pro NFL player. That is the way to do it.
Yeah. Can you explain the difference between a nickel and a dime defense real quick?
One
No,
is
you
more
can't.
expensive than the other.
Yeah, one's 5 cents
One's
more
going to
expensive.
hit the cap faster than the other. Then that's why they have to afford different players.
This is why Amon Green will beat you at Madden each and every single time. I got my money on him.
All
Just
right.
saying,
Well,
just
Madden's going to
saying.
have my back when I pick Madden plays, and he'll be telling me the right routes to do.
You know what's funny is last week when we did Versus, Amon didn't play as the Packers, but used the Packers offense because that's his playbook. He
That's
knows the
so
playbook.
funny.
He literally has the playbook at home.
That is actually so funny. They said, you know what? I don't want to play as my team, but I'm grabbing all of what they do.
Yeah, let me just get that Vince Lombardi trophy and hold it around me.
That's so
been there,
funny.
Done that. All weekend long, Amon Green is in the house. You should be too, right here at the HyperX Arena under the lights. We've got so many great matches and games coming up. Tomorrow, Saturday Night Speedway. Sunday, we've got 2 games for you. We've got Marvel Rivals and then Versus, where you can play against Amon Green right here. Man, dude, I'm actually a little upset that I have to sit up here and talk about it.
That's what I'm saying. I'm excited to see who's going to win that week. And going forward tomorrow, be there or be square. Same exact time, but this has been Friday Frags featuring Fortnite. We will be back next week for some more builds action. Get involved on the Discord, and we will be back with some more action. Before you even know it, don't even look away.